1. Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live watch along of this evening's UEFA Champions League game between Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea. And yes, you probably heard a big gulp from Jack Price when I announced that fixture. But who knows what can happen tonight in Bucharest. Yes, they're not playing in Spain. So it's actually a neutral venue. So anyone who says it's an away game for Chelsea, no, it's a holiday. Anyway, of course, big game tonight. First leg, of course, there's two chances for both teams to try and get the overall result in the aggregate score. Chelsea, last time they won the Champions League was in 2012. Atletico Madrid have came so close in 2014 and 2016 in the final against their city rivals, Real Madrid. I'm with Luke Tanner, Jack Price, Sebastian True. If Sebastian True has not got 2 baked bean tins and a piece of string, hopefully we will hear from him tonight. Sorry, Seb.
Good luck on that.
Good luck on that.
I get it.
Don't live in the Switzerland, lads. Don't live there unless you want to meet Roger Federer.
I get it.
Jack and Luke, I'm going to have to rely on you to speak a little bit because I've got to update the lineups. But Jack, what are you expecting from this game? I presume not a lot.
No, I'm just here to have a
Change
bit
scene,
of a
Jimmy.
chat, really.
Change scene.
Oh, I haven't changed the scene. That's clever. Sorry, lads. Go ahead.
I'm just here for a bit of a chat, to be honest, lads. I thought I'd pop in and say hello, to be honest. There's not really much I'm expecting from this game, to be honest. I wish it was at Atletico Stadium, because I think the first time we went there, we won. Michy Batshuayi got a last-minute goal back in the day. Yeah, look, I'm fully expecting Atletico Madrid to at least win and go through to the next round. Yeah, okay, we're winning a couple of games in the Premier League, but I think we can all agree the way we are actually playing is we're not going to get very far in this. So it's just a bit of a chat, and good to see everyone. 'Cause I'm not expecting anything from
You know what? I'm looking forward to the end of the night when I ask you when you win 3-0. Jack, how do you feel? Yeah, always believed in this. Never believed it was a social group gathering.
Yeah. I always knew we were going to get the win.
Tonight. It's a back 4 for Chelsea tonight, not a back 3.
Have you seen our back 4, Luke?
Yeah.
It might as well be a back 1.
Well, the teams are out. Chelsea in kind of white, I think.
Well,
it's a weird one.
I wanted to point out.
Seb wanted to point.
I'm really delayed, aren't I? Oh, fuck this.
Seb really wanted to point out, but then he realised the string and the baked bean tin's disconnected. Sorry, Seb.
I have just noticed that our 3 midfielders are all
fucking losing it. Fucking losing it.
So.
I'm here to watch Luis Suarez roll back the years.
He's been playing well, hasn't he, this season, Luke?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Barcelona. Stupid to let him go, but obviously Barcelona are a shit show at the moment, and I sort of feel happy for him. He's going to go to one of Barca's biggest rivals and go and win the league. It's going to be incredible, but it's going to be a great game. It's going to be interesting to watch Joao Felix as well, because he struggled in the first season, but this season he has picked up form, and that's already a foul.
Are you interested to see any of our players, Luke?
So, good start for Chelsea.
Are you interested to see any of our players, Luke? I know you just mentioned Atletico's. Do you want to see any of ours or not?
Mason Mount, I want to see how he does, but
well, he's just give away a foul.
Hudson Odoi after 2 calls brought him on, then took him off, or for not doing the right thing.
Next match.
Put on Hakim Ziyech, who's apart from the Sheffield United game, he's been pretty much.
Has he already been booked?
As a rival.
Great.
Yeah, Mason.
Great.
I just got a yellow, so
I've just got a booking and missed the next game.
Great. So we got.
Oh, so that was
already.
quick.
So all the Chelsea haters that don't like Mason Mount, he won't be playing in the next Champions League game.
Who doesn't like Mason Mount right now?
Oh, there's some Chelsea fans that just think he's.
Are they the same fans that
overplayed.
want Lampard out?
But, to our viewers who've just tuned in, I do apologise. We've only just gone live. It's because I left the setting on private, so apologies there.
Great.
Now we are live.
Great.
Jeez, what is this?
So we're a minute
Jesus, that back line of Chelsea. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Fumbling around with the ball.
They're doing a high press of Tuchel on Chelsea, so
Yeah,
Atletico Madrid are
just gone away with it.
playing the high line instead
There
of
he
Tuchel
is,
this time.
Diego Simeone. Absolute don.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looks like
my.
Atletico Madrid are actually going to play a back four
Yeah, back
rather than
forward
their
more
usual
just-
back three. Just like, I know.
Looks like it's going to be
But
Marcus
they've
Llorente
been
at
playing
right
back. They've been playing a back three this season. So, and they're without two fullbacks off, attacking fullbacks in a Carrasco and Trippier this season. So
Yeah, Trippier's
I'm not
got
too
banned,
sure
didn't
how
he?
it works
I
for them.
swear Atletico wanted to get Maitland-Niles in
Ooh.
to replace Trippier because he got that ban.
Is that how far Jamie's behind?
Oh, yeah.
Am I going to be the one that's going to be behind?
What minute are you guys on?
250.
250, yeah.
3 minutes 6.
Oh,
Oh
It's
wow,
first, it's
I'm a
first.
minute behind, so I'm relying on you
So-
guys tonight.
Seb's got bad internet, but he's still faster than us.
We should all be ashamed of ourselves.
Well, I get it faster, but I mean, every player is the size of a pixel. It just blocks the point.
Brilliant.
I mean, I could just about. I mean, in all fairness, Oblak, if he wasn't wearing yellow, he'd look the same as Suarez there. On Harry Chapman's bound.
make sure to
Hold
like
on
the
on mission.
stream
What's
on
Burr going on?
God, yeah, this
Can anyone
is my
can anyone
worry.
enlighten me what Jamie Burgoyne's on about Harry Chapman?
I have no idea.
I think it's some Shrewsbury player.
Who's
Oh,
is
the
Harry
thing is,
Chapman not
this
a
is
player in the
what
championship at the moment?
I am worried about this game. It's going to be Chelsea keep ball and Atletico sitting in with their two banks of four.
Jack, what have you thought of Tuchel so far? I know it's early days,
Did it-
but
did
what
it-
have you had from him so far?
In terms of since he's joined,
Yeah.
I'm depressed.
Oh God! Don't end it. It's not over.
No, but you know, everybody.
I mean, in all fairness, Jack, credit.
What he said, Jack.
Yeah, I agree, Seb. No, look, to be honest, look, when we got rid of Lampard, it was because of it wasn't just the way we were losing, it was the way that they said we were playing. And with the way we were playing, we weren't going to get into the top four. But to be honest, anybody could have won them first 3 games that Tuchel had, to be honest. So I think, obviously, I'm still as part of somebody that believed Frank Lampard should have had time. It was stupid, the decision that they made. And yeah, okay that we've got the wins, but the way we are playing is still exactly the same. It doesn't matter if we go to a 5-back, to a 3, to a 4. We're still playing the same thing, passing the ball around the back line and not going anywhere with it. You know, against Southampton on the weekend, we only scored because we got a penalty. There was nothing going on. We spent half the time in our defensive area, you know, and then he takes Hudson-Odoi off after he's come on after 10 minutes. You know, I just think, look, I'm just, you know, it hasn't impressed me, and I just think we're still playing the same as we are. And what makes me laugh is Roman Abramovich is being rumoured to give him a £300 million budget. Well, why didn't you bother to give that to Lampard and sort this crap out? But
Well, he
no.
did, didn't he?
Yeah, but he wouldn't let him get rid of the players that he didn't want there.
Tournament.
Yeah.
Thing is, yeah, he's going to be out of a job in 18 months, so what's the point in giving him £300 million?
That's literally what everyone's been saying, haven't they?
There's an option to extend.
He won't be
Yeah,
extended.
He won't- I don't think he'll be extending.
No way. He gets sacked and then another manager comes in. It's
I reckon he'd be fired before the end of
Chelsea
the month.
way.
Well, if we don't get in the Champions League at the end of the season, that's surely a huge failure by
It
him.
just falls out with people.
Oh, yeah, it's bad. Do you know what I heard in the summer? Oh, Chelsea, we're going to challenge. You see the signings we brought in. Thiago Silva's going to be our Van Dijk. Yeah, we're going to challenge for the league.
Oh, you say that though. Thiago Silva
I
has been
think-
basically the best player.
I think
Yeah,
Thiago
absolutely.
Silva's been great.
Yeah, Thiago's been really good. If it had been any other club,
Yeah, if it had been any other club.
we'd have been saying how Thiago Silva's been a revelation for. Well, yeah, because just because it's Chelsea and they spent 200 million, you don't want to talk about Thiago Silva.
But when you're asking him to like rebuild your backline, I thought
That's
they'd
what
bring
it
Thiago
is.
Silva
That's
and
really the
another
basis of it.
player.
Yeah, but-
'Cause
Yeah,
if
but
you
at the end of the day, we needed somebody. It wasn't just about, you know, even if he doesn't play every game of the season, it was about finding a leadership in that team. And as much as I love Aspilicueta, you don't see him going at people on the pitch. We don't have anybody like that. And as soon as Thiago Silva came in, half that back line's French, and he's been at PSG long enough, so he's learned the language for that. You've got Brazilians in the team as well, so he's been able to communicate with people on the pitch. And that was something that really stood out to me.
Convinced William to stay.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. I'm cutting off all the time.
I'm sure he just called me a name then, but I don't know.
I'm losing my fucking
It's just going to be interesting to see what Tuchel does do, because obviously there's rumours of him looking at centre backs. Obviously, there's rumours of Suarez, Boateng. There was Upamecano, but he signed for Bayern. And after watching him against Liverpool, Chelsea have already got their version of Upamecano in Kurt Zouma. So it'll be very interesting to see who they get to strengthen that back line. Because if you look at that back three, that's not a Premier League winning back three.
Oh, Luke, it depresses me. Like, the people that Frank got rid of, he got rid of for a reason, because they're garbage.
Ooh,
And, Tuchel's come in, he's brought them all back in. Marcus Alonso was good under Conte. 100%, he was one of our best players in the way that we played. And I know Tuchel's gone to that position now, but, he is, and especially when you're playing a back four, he's not the left back you need, because he doesn't defend. What's the point in putting him in a four back as a left back? He is a wing back defender, or he's a wing back attacker.
Oh, Bayern Munich have scored.
Oh, who scored? We'll find that out at some point.
Lewandowski.
give it a minute.
Lewandowski.
on a
Yeah, it's
Fantastic.
It's just going to be interesting.
I'm losing it.
Tuchel a lot of money. He's going to be expected to challenge for the league next year. And if you're by Christmas and you're, let's say, 7th, nowhere near the title, guarantee you he pulls that trigger.
It'll be like
He's only
November.
there for an 18-month deal. It's not like he's going to cost heaven on earth. The sack.
We should sign managers on a 1-month rolling contract like you get on phones.
Great ball over to Lemar, ball in, and then Mendy collects.
I really like Mendy. That's the one. That was one of the good signings of last summer, Jack.
Yeah, well, that was a very last-minute buy as well, wasn't it? Because Frank was determined that he didn't want Kepa as his number one, and that was something that I agreed with. But I think Mendy was, as much as it was a rating by Pesicek, it was. I don't want to say it was a last-minute deal, but it was somebody that it wasn't his number one. I think it might have been Czech's number one, but it was very much I think Frank's number 3 maybe. I think there was at least 2 goalkeepers in there, maybe Oblak and Koke, that were up there on the list that he wanted over Mendy. But obviously Czech rated him, and he came highly regarded in that status. So obviously Chelsea bought him, and it would have been a cheaper option than Pope and Oblak, which I think was another one of the reasons that Chelsea went for him. But look, he has been gone straight into the team and been that first team goalkeeper. But when you've got Kepa, and as dodgy as Kepa is, you would go in surely as the first team goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I have to say that I don't think it's been a good signing. I think he's
Well,
started decently, but that's it. I think he's looked very unsure in goal ever since. And I kind of agree with Luke.
He's your cup goalkeeper.
I'm off.
Don't go, Seb. Don't go.
For
Seb,
he is your cup
I reply to
goalkeeper.
it.
I can't do anything. I'm
Mendy. But
Feel free to message on the chat page, Seb, if you want.
I'll respond to your questions. Oh,
or
dear.
Christian with a shot, and I swear if he's playing rugby, that'd be 3 points to Denmark.
No, I think he probably would have
3
missed
points
that,
to
be honest.
Denmark.
He's not the level either, Christensen. But
As Seb,
Lewandowski.
see, I really like Marcus Alonso when he was. I completely agree with Jack. I liked him when he was with Conte, especially when he got those 2 goals at Wembley against Spurs. But he's more. He is an attacking player, isn't he? He's, you wouldn't trust him in the back line, sadly.
And now Chelsea have got a £50 million fullback sitting on the bench.
The problem
Not
is that he was. You saw his failures against that game at West Brom, and I know Frank only gave him that one game in the Premier League this season. But watching him, I think he went off at half time as well. He just
And
looked
stormed out
so
the stadium.
slow, sluggish, couldn't get to the ball, wasn't running back quick enough. So he paid the price. And tonight we're playing in at for defensive position. So I'm watching that left hand side more carefully than say Aspilicueta and Hudson-Odoi, because I know Marcus Alonso really struggles to get back.
Yeah.
As much as I think Aspilicueta hasn't got the pace, he uses the passion and determination to play for Chelsea to want to get back, whereas Alonso doesn't really do that.
Speaking of Alonso,
Yeah, it's just been done there.
yeah, just got Atletico
As I speak.
in the ball, just great. Like, you don't really see that from a Simeone team. Just
And I say Atletico really passing around really well.
possession. I feel like Simeone's like adapted with like the modern game. Like, he's realised that he can't always play let's park the bus and
Mourinho.
yeah, basically. Like,
I think it's more that he was just given
the time. I think he was given the time and the money to do what he needed to do.
Suarez and he had to do something with it, and he's found a way.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and plus I think Joao Felix has settled in a lot better after his big money move, because obviously the pressure on him to come in and replace Griezmann's output was gonna be too much for him.
Missed a good chance there at Atletico Madrid.
It wouldn't have been us, so we haven't been up there yet.
I've never heard Jack so
No, Suarez did
negative
well.
about
Suarez did well
Chelsea.
to bully around this.
Oh, Suarez! I told you he's gonna pull a couple of these defenders' pants down.
It's all right. Our defenders will go away with bite marks at the end of the game. So
Wait, Jack, from Suarez or Simeone?
yeah, pick which one.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Can I understand? I mean, I don't understand people who said
Well,
that Rudiger was probably one of the best defenders at Chelsea. What does Rudiger know how to do?
Rudiger's
When he tackles, he falls onto his head. When
When he tackles, he falls on his head. That's brain damaging, isn't it?
Rudiger is
he trips over his own feet, he's terrible at everything. I think he doesn't
Roma
have a
fleeced you. Like, they robbed you.
brain, Jamie, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Rudiger's their best defender.
Whoa, hold that.
Whoa.
bring that in
And
step
Lampard's
back.
leaving now. Is Rudiger their best defender?
No,
I
Saul
don't-
is the best defender.
Oh.
He had a chance.
Rudiger was their best defender.
That's the closest they're getting all game.
That's it, boys. Sign off.
Foul throw from Llorente. That's a foul throw from
Sign your
Llorente.
shift card.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done today.
Did anyone see the foul throw? That, I mean, lifted both his.
I'm about to watch it, Sam. Give me a minute. I'll see.
I'm about to watch it. Give me.
Seb loves a
feet off
foul
Llorente.
throw.
That's
Wow.
not.
And I know what he means. Foul throws are annoying.
Yeah, but the
I
rest don't
hate
bother anymore.
foul throws, and no one calls them up. You've got to stop it above your head. You can't push.
Chelsea's turning
You
possession.
can release it. You can release it
Oh,
before.
I've just seen the Chelsea chance. Oh, again, Werner doesn't know where the net is.
Exactly. What does Kovacic do in this Chelsea team? Because
he
the
makes the
amount of
numbers up.
smoke I see for this guy is, oh my god, he's one of Chelsea's best midfielders. I'm like, what does he do?
He makes the numbers up.
He's like, what does Genie Wijnaldum do at Liverpool?
He's-
Obviously, Genie Wijnaldum is a better player than Kovacic, but it's like,
That's unfair. That's unfair.
what?
That's unfair on both of them.
Yeah, like,
They're
if you
both
look at
a
Wijnaldum's
bit good
numbers,
at, a bit good at every.
he's like good at everything, not he's good.
I mean,
One of these
everything that
players,
Kante-
one of these players
Junior
that
did it
has
too, then.
qualities in every field, but they're not super qualities. You
Yeah.
can't say they're
Can't
good
when
at one
Genie
thing.
goes to the Dutch team and then turns into like a prime Frank Lampard, scoring goals in midfield.
Werner's looking for a
It always
penalty there.
annoys me when Kovacic goes
didn't
into
see it
that
properly,
the
'cause
football he
obviously-
scores.
Imagine in the future.
'Cause obviously-
Oh, Werner's in the box. Ooh.
Uh,
Should that be the pen?
Luke, you sound like Gary Neville there with the ooh.
Oh, no. Gary Neville annoys me. Gary Neville annoys me. Not about football, just his tweaks on politics. I'm like,
Oh, I know.
just
Yeah. It's kind of like, no, you stick to your day job.
Yeah, you stick to the footy, mate.
It's when he said that find the Americans have probably not split into two, and I'm thinking, and then he said the UK could learn from that. I'm thinking, hang on, mate, the UK is nothing like America. Get out.
I think Lazio might have had a penalty shot there.
Uh-oh. Bayern 1-0 up already.
Mate, Bayern are probably
Yeah, the
my
1-0 up,
favourite
but
for the
it looks
Champions
like
League again.
What's going on in our game? Did we just get done for a foul?
it looks like Milinkovic Savic was fouled on it. It just
Mate, Milinkovic Savic. He's a good player, but wasn't United linked with him a couple of years ago? When the Pogba fiasco.
He was a City player, wasn't
He was like, should I stay or should I go?
why is that a but? Why was that conjunctive in now? Shit.
What? No, it's like when Pogba was linked to leaving a couple
I
of
don't
years
get
ago.
that.
United's replacement was Milinkovic Savic. Like 100 million after.
He's a very very good player. He's a very good player.
Not £100 million player, what Lazio wanted from him a couple of years ago. And
Yeah,
they
but I don't
didn't
think he's
get
worth a million.
close to that.
I don't think
Like
anyone's a £100
50
million player for an
right
offence. No, you get 50.
That's where PSG would be doing this.
You get 50.
Well, we've got some questions in. Connor's got in touch on the live chat page. He says, hello all. Question for Jack. Should Reece James be one of the guaranteed names on the team sheet, given how well he's played?
I think Reece James still has a bit to learn, but
Yeah.
I think Reece James is somebody that should be playing as the wing-back role with Azpilicueta as one of the centre-backs, because Azpilicueta hasn't got the pace to play as right-back role, but obviously he's playing tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But he doesn't have the pace anymore, but he has the experience to go back into that centre-back line. And for me, I'd be a lot more happier if he was in that position as a centre back rather than a right back. So I feel like having him, especially if we went, because I'm one of these people that agrees where we should be like a 3 at the back or 5 at the back, however you want to say it. And Reece James being the right wing back with Azpilicueta being the right-sided centre back. So I think he should be one of them people that's in the team. You know, the amount of crosses he's put in this season on, you know, that's one of his strengths. And I think, again, I make that point every week that Giroud should be on there because, you know, the crosses go in the box. He's the best man for the job to be on the end of them. So I think Reece James should be in the starting 11 each week. And I think Azpilicueta should be in one that centre-back role, kicking out Rudiger, and then it being sort of like Azpilicueta, Tomori and Thiago Silva, because it still annoys me that we got rid of Bukayo Tomori when we've got these Deadwoods playing for us still, but what can you do?
What can you do? You can see the potential in Reece James. You can see it.
He was England's best fullback at the beginning of the season, and then he sort of tailed off a little bit.
I disagree with that completely, but okay.
He was England's best right back at the beginning of the season because
really?
It was probably
Ahead of Wan-Bissaka?
Trent started off the season.
I'll give you Shaw.
At the beginning of the season, yeah. At the beginning of the season, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, like Reece James doing well at the beginning of the season.
Oh, stop throwing jizz at me. It's disgusting, lads. Oh, what are you on about? Reece James
Like-
jizz. Ugh.
Yeah,
Great
but like
analogy there, Jimmy. That's
Great. Great.
All of you lot jizzing over Reece James. Calm down.
Yeah, but like obviously, like if you're looking at the other side for England,
I mean, at the beginning of the season, you
their
could actually-
best back is probably Luke Shaw. He has created 45 chances this season, Luke Shaw, more than any other defender in the league.
Luke Shaw just annoys me.
Were you lot laughing about my target reference?
To be honest, Seb, we would laugh if there was a joke, but we didn't hear one.
Oh, for fuck! I'm off. I'm out.
It reminds
You're
me.
creating laughter, Seb. You are. You're just not.
Oh, he's
speaking.
gone.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, bless him. To be honest, I don't blame him. His connection's
No,
all over the place.
Oh dear.
This game is heading for my worst nightmare.
He might make a cameo later.
I have to.
Oh, Correa on the ball.
I have to
Is there any
position
other
everything.
questions, Jamie?
What's that?
I said, was there any other questions?
I'll check in a minute. I'm just adjusting our screen because when
'Cause
people
this
leave,
one's gone.
yeah.
Oh
Hey,
god.
Jackie, I've got a question.
Okay.
Like, what do you think you'll do with your centre-back situation in the summer? Because obviously you've got Ampadu out on loan, you've got Tamori out on loan. I swear you've got Malang Sarr.
He's going to restart the computer. Apparently, he'll be back in a minute.
Malan yeah.
So what do you think, if any, you're going to do with that?
Is this me speaking as if I could change it, or is this speaking as how I know Chelsea are going to do
Do
it?
both. Do both. Do how
Right, because nothing's going on in the game, we might as well.
Yeah, because this game is...
Okay, I'll do the first one, the easiest one first. In terms of what I think Chelsea are going to do, they're either going to sell the young talent and keep the deadwood, or they're going to put the youngsters out on loan and keep the deadwood. Because I this is the whole Lampard's reason why Lampard was sacked fiasco, is the sense that he wanted to get rid of players that the board couldn't lose face over selling at such a crappy price that they paid people.
Like Kepa.
Yeah, so Tuchel's come in because they needed somebody who really they could say, look, we need you to play these players now. Even if he kicks off in 6 months' time about having to play them, they needed somebody that would play them now. So that's basically what it is. So I feel like that's going to be the same thing until they can leave when their contracts run out or something. That's what Chelsea does. In terms of what I would do, and I would get rid of Rudiger because I think he's an absolute waste of time. I would get rid of Christensen because as much as he was at this prospect, for me, he makes too many mistakes now at the age he is. So, I don't worry. I can't see him being in that lineup. Yeah, as the years go on, I just can't see him being one of their main centre-back pairings, as it were, even if we went to a three at the back. So, for me, bringing back Tamori is super important. And I know people might say, yeah, but he's still young and maybe he should go out on loan. And he's obviously out on loan at the minute. I feel like the first season with Lampard, he obviously went to Derby, but I feel like the first season last year, he was one of their main stars. Everyone talked about Mount, and when Abraham first came in, that was talked about as well. But I feel like Tamori was one of them people that was very underrated. And then this season, he just didn't get into the fold. But I feel like he's still somebody that should be there. Ampadu is an interesting one because he's a centre-back, but he can play that centre defensive mid-role as well. So I feel like he's very flexible in the way he plays. So I feel like bringing him back into the role as well. I know he's had a tough time at Sheffield United, hasn't had as many games, and obviously they're going to get relegated, so not the best thing for a player going out on loan. But I feel like he's another talent that we should be utilising. For me, Billy Gilmore should be playing at least once a week with these games going thick and fast, but again, he's not somebody that we're utilising. So yeah, that's how I feel like we need to go about it. I enjoy seeing the wing backs and the three centre backs in the team, so I feel like that's something we need to be doing going forward. But like I mentioned, I feel like at the moment next year especially, it should be Thiago Silva, Azpilicueta and Tamori. But obviously I know that's two very more older centre backs alongside Tamori. But I feel like the experience with them two would only help Tamori there as well. And then obviously you've got Kurt Zuma in the fray as well, who I still feel like has the potential to be one of the better ones. So if I had to get rid of Christensen or Zuma, it would be Christensen.
So do you think you'll sign anyone? Because obviously there's links of Boateng, Sula.
How old is Boateng now? Do we need another oldish?
You don't want
centre-back?
Boateng. But
Back three.
I've seen. I get. I get why Luke's mentioned Boateng because he's been linked, but I just don't. That's just going backwards. I think for Chelsea.
Where we need to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another slow centre back.
Why is no one not looking into De Ligt at Juventus? I don't understand. He's so young, great experience already. Wow, yeah, but I think if you're willing to invest, he's going to be a good defender.
De Ligt's not leaving. Juve's plans for him is him and Demiral to be their long-term centre-half partnership, and Bayern have scored another goal It's 2-0 Bayern, and it's that young.
Muzelia, is it?
Yeah, who currently, apparently, he's going to snub England and go and play for Germany after making his under 21 debut.
If you want trophies, that's where you go.
You go, baby. You go to Germany.
Oh, we've now reached 365 subscribers. Thank you very much, whoever subscribed.
Must be Atletico fans.
Yeah.
Wow. Ball possession-wise, they're going to hate me for this because Chelsea are leading by 40%, if that means anything.
Oh.
But,
Yeah. I feel like I've had like less than 100 passes
yeah.
so far. But the thing is, you look at the chances in this game, it's been fairly even.
I think it's been a good game so far. It's been. I will say this now about Chelsea: they could just do with getting an away goal tonight. That's what they're there for, aren't they?
Yeah. Does Atletico's count as an away goal as well?
No.
I'll laugh if they did that. And then come the Stamford Bridge game, Atletico Madrid get another away goal. And I can imagine Tuchel saying this fucking UEFA rules.
We'll have that ref that cost us against Barcelona that year. We'll be like, oh, here we go again.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's going to be at Stamford Bridge, Jamie.
What's
I
that?
don't think the second leg's at Stamford Bridge.
Is it
I think
not?
No, because they've got that ban between England and.
Yeah, but United are playing Real Sociedad at Old Trafford.
What?
I think it was just for. I think it was just for games. I think
That's how you get out of a combo, Luke.
Wasn't it? I think it was just for games going to Spain.
Yeah.
Because we're silly in our travel restrictions here in the UK. People are allowed to come in.
I know. And even though we live on an
Politics.
island, which you could actually make the most out of, like New Zealand and Australia,
Yeah.
but okay.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, there should be a bit of common sense. If it's just the players going together in quarantine and all that, then just allow it. I mean, what harm's it gonna do?
They're gonna go out partying or something when everything's shut.
Yeah. And those caves, those underground caves.
Yeah.
Not that I've been to one, but I hope there is.
Oh my god, listen to this. Yeah, this is completely off topic, right? Before the Mulder move, so this is about Everton and Haaland, right? Before the Mulder move, he came in for 4 days and the academy decided he wasn't good enough.
Oh no.
Yeah, isn't that like all
Mbappe
the
at
Arsenal fans being depressed with Wenger going, oh yeah, we could have signed Mbappe, but
I can't. If I was Arsene Wenger, I would have kept that very quiet.
I'm sure there was another player he said a few years ago as well that he said he could have
That
signed.
Arsenal XI of players they could have signed
Yeah.
would have been better than the Invincibles. Now like Messi, Ronaldo. Oh, not
So over half an hour gone. Atletico Madrid 0, Chelsea 0. It's not going too badly, Jack.
Have you caught up now? I've only just hit half an hour.
I'm on 29:20, but I can and you guys are a minute ahead.
There's nothing to say. Just
I should have just said nothing and just pretended. Yeah, what a goal, Jack. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been like, yeah, 100% Atletico. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not been too bad. I think even Luke will agree. I mean, it isn't the most exciting game yet, to be honest. But it is sort of end to end in the fact that both teams have had chances. We have had opportunities, and I'd say that Atletico haven't really utilised. I'm waiting for Suarez to tear us a new one, as Luke said, and I haven't seen that just yet.
No, he's been very quiet. To be honest, he had one moment where he spun Rudiger outside the box.
If I was Suarez, I'd just stand by him. Wouldn't you just stand by Rudiger?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I've not seen much from Joao Felix, to be honest. Yeah, I just expected a little bit more from him. But Jorginho and Kovacic have kept him fairly quiet.
Which is not something you normally say in a sentence, is it? Jorginho and Kovacic keeping people quiet. They normally just run straight through.
The thing is, yeah, this won't be the bigger test. Because you know what Atletico are going to do? They're going to sit, park the bus, go, come on, you come on to us. But the thing with Tuchel is going to be like when they go and play Liverpool in a week's time, when they know they're going to get pressed. You're going to see what's going to happen there. You know what happened under Sarri? Sarri went to the Tottenham, went to Wembley, and they just pressed Jorginho, and he cracked.
But what was City? Weren't we like 4-0 down in 30 minutes or something?
Yeah.
Against under Sarri. Only like 6-0 in the end, I think.
Edouard Mendy kicked the ball out. Tried to.
I don't know why he's putting his thumbs up. Who's he putting his thumbs up to? The person in the stand.
That looks like Thiago Alcantara, isn't it? Thumbs up.
Oh, you. Oh, Dave. Oh, do you see the stats for Bruno? Like, he's only like 6 goals away from breaking Frank Lampard's goal tally in a single season.
I just
8 away from breaking Bobby Charlton's record.
I think it was what was it 55 games, he's been involved in 50 of them or something like that.
Yeah,
54 or something.
Yeah, it's like we've had him for 12 months.
How long?
Penalties, mate.
Yeah.
How long do you think it will be?
Penendez.
Hey, Jamie, how long do you think it will be until United fans go, you know this Bruno, right? He's better than Lampard and Gerrard. Look at the amount of goals he's scored.
Wow,
And
yeah.
in the Premier League, and people go, Bruno's better than Lampard. I go, piss off.
Now, as you
No
can
way.
see, folks, Seb is with us in spirit. There's a picture of him when he won the Oscars in our template now, so he is there in spirit.
Nice.
Seb, how do you feel about this game so far? Just as
All right.
bad as his baked bean internet connection, but oh well. I know he's watching. I can see it on the live chat page, but he says Liverpool
swearing?
gets steamed by Burnley and Brighton, yet Spanish leaders aren't the challenge. That's what he says, Luke.
Completely misunderstanding what I'm saying. Misunderstand what I'm saying. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Lemar Davies over to Suarez. Ball from Lemar. Speaking about flops, Lemar to Atletico has been a massive flop. In fact, they bought him for £60 million.
Who's that? Sorry, Luke. Say that again.
Thomas Lemar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not worked out at all, and that's one of Atletico's poorer signings. Well, poor big money signings at least.
Yeah.
Hudson Doyle on the ball. That's a mount.
Cross the ball in, Giroud's there.
Cross the
Oh,
ball
not
in.
low. Not low. Come on. Is there any other questions, Jamie?
No, not at the moment.
Yeah,
Because-
just some interesting questions because this game is not that interesting.
No, it's a bit boring at the moment. Of course, to remind to our followers that tomorrow night we'll be doing, which should hopefully be a good game, but it could be a one-sided game, is Borussia Mönchengladbach dub versus Manchester City.
I hope they beat City.
I'd love if Marco Rose, the genius that he is, beats Man City.
I love it if we beat them. I love it.
I'd love it if we beat them.
I'd love it.
I think like City, like if they win like the remaining of their games, they can reach like 89 points. If they win all their remaining games, they'll get to 89 points.
Of course, Seb said he's going to try and come back, so that means the Oscar version of Seb will have to disappear.
No, you might as well leave him there, Jamie, because he might go disappear again.
I know he's on. I know he's on a high here in this picture. Oh! Here he is.
What's happened?
The
Oh.
videos begin. That's it. Am I here?
Yeah, you're here. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh my god. But I can't imagine what's going to happen on the YouTube page.
Oh no, it's
I'll
alright.
also
It's
take a
alright.
fan
I've
of
got
the
this in
picture
control, I think.
Of me in place.
Oh, Atletico
Yay! You're in. Seb has invested in
Yeah.
broadband, and it feels so good.
I swear.
Oh, JTS04 has got in
Unreal.
touch and said this has been a poor game. It has. Luke and Jack have pretty much said that as well. But JTS, who do you support? Are you a Chelsea or an Atletico Madrid fan? Let us know. Or you're much a Gladbach fan, because that's tomorrow night, my friend.
Jorginho with the ball over the
But,
top.
my point in the chat was Luke saying that Liverpool's the challenge, yet they're up against the Spanish leaders at the moment who can see goals. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Okay.
Atletico
Good.
play, they're not going to constantly press Chelsea's midfield they're just going to sit back.
They
And
do
let
do
us
that
have
more
the
often
ball.
now this season, don't they?
Yeah,
It is a bit.
Which is like what's
more-
happened in this game.
It's a bit more optimistic from Simeone. But they don't have
Yeah,
to
but,
defend.
like,
They
in
still
this
have to defend
game,
it.
Simeone's
still
gone to
got
what he
that.
knows, which is to park the bus. What would be like Liverpool? Like their midfield's going to go after and press Chelsea's midfield duo, and we see what happens when teams are pressed. Jorginho, he tends to fumble around with the ball a little bit and loses the ball. So
I'd prefer to have Jorginho in there rather than Kante and Kovacic with a high press. When Kovacic is played next to Kante, you just press that midfield.
Speaking of Kovacic losing
you've
the
got
ball,
the ball.
he just lost the
Jorginho,
ball.
I mean, he's not great. He's not great, but he's cheaply. I
Do you
mean,
know what?
Jorginho's not great, admittedly, but he is the better one with the ball out of all those Chelsea midfielders.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Do you know, it is quite heartbreaking to see like the decline of N'Golo Kante, but
I know. I love
always
Kante
gonna
as
happen
well.
eventually, and the fact like Chelsea, I swear, like wasn't like Inter Milan like offering like 60 mil for him, and Chelsea fans were like, "Oh, don't sell Kante." Just snapped your hand.
I thought they should have cashed in. I thought they should have cashed in.
No.
I was waiting to sign the check.
Well, he did sign check.
I would have been there.
You did sign check again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mount, Timo Werner turned Savic.
Actually, if we're gonna talk about Czech, Jack, July 22nd, England versus Czech Republic, the day after the restrictions will be lifted. Will you join me?
Yes, so we're going straight out for a beer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm supporting Wales, so I mean, how does that go?
Shit, yeah.
Two
forgot
fouls
about
absolutely annihilate Shaw and Dominic Maguire. Yeah.
Actually, maybe me and
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Jack, could sit in the same room and do a live race watch along instead of being on Zoom by then.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be halfway through the season.
Yeah. Go on, Seb. What was that?
I'm saying it now. Kufal will get Shaw in his pocket, and Suchek will absolutely dominate Maguire in the box.
Yeah. Why do I
Beat
just
that way
expect
with
us
two
to
West Ham
lose?
Right, Seb.
Seb is from Switzerland these days, lads,
No,
and followers.
They should beat the Czech Republic.
We say that about
Produce some
Germany
shit
though,
goals.
don't we? And
Should
Should be
Italy. And,
Iceland.
yeah. Oh,
Christensen just
so
tried
bad.
Suarez.
What do you think? What do you think, Jack
Yeah,
and
look-
Luke? Do you think we'll be back to normal come June 21st, or
No.
do you not?
No.
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 Yeah, there's been a lot of doubt since the news
Plans
came
ever
out.
Work?
What's that?
When does his plans actually work?
Well, that's it, isn't it? I mean, the Christmas one was spoiled, wasn't it? That didn't
Okay.
The
happen.
thing,
Uh,
the thing
I'm
is,
not
then,
going to
like,
get into politics, but it's the same everywhere. Everyone's fucked up.
Yeah.
Even in New Zealand, there are places going back into lockdown. It's no one knows.
let's
how
draw
to-
New
So
Zealand.
this is not this. No,
Then you're
no,
fine.
no. New Zealand, they're not. They're locking down places again, so no one's politics has worked. I'm not going to
Uh-oh.
She's
say
had the better
pro
success
or
rate in
against
New
Boris,
Zealand
but
than-
no one's got a right plan.
No one's
no.
got, yeah.
Yeah, better success rate, but they're still closing back down.
Yeah, but the thing is with New Zealand, she closed down Auckland on 3 cases.
Oh.
Yet we're sending kids back to school with 10,000 plus.
It's the fact that they're
But-
sending kids back. It's the fact that they're sending
Dude.
kids.
Oh.
They're sending kids back straight away, though, and I'm just thinking that's what kind of started the second wave, didn't it? I might be wrong.
Yeah,
But
to help out as well.
I'll enlighten, there's a rule here in Switzerland which I find really stupid. In public transport, you have to wear a mask unless you're below the age of 12. So obviously, when you're below the age of 12, you can't transmit the virus. That makes sense.
yeah.
And I'm off.
What?
Oh, I think we've lost Seb again.
Correa's in. Correa's in.
No, Correa.
Raw ball. Oh,
Oh,
and
so I Rudiger was there, Luke.
Rudiger nits off Luis Suarez.
You'd say that, did you?
I'm losing my fucking patience.
Sorry, Seb, he's losing his own what?
Seb is really pissed off with Rudiger's performance tonight.
Yeah. He's not been that bad, Seb.
No.
No.
I'm not pissed off Rudiger's performance. I'm not at all. No.
It's
Oh, and it's
more
3-0
like
to Bayern.
Rudiger's done his internet.
3-0 to Bayern. I must admit,
Yeah.
I thought Lazio were going to be better than this. I bet you're a bit surprised as well,
I
Seb.
They've got Pereira in goal, mate. They've got a 40-year-old Pereira.
But Pepperini's been good for them.
Why is he
I'm just
number
surprised
one?
that Lazio
I thought
making
Koke
so
was like the
mistakes.
guy.
No one rates him in Italy. But
I thought people rated him. I thought he had a great season last season.
Bayern Munich have basically Lazio have made.
It will pop up on here who scored for Bayern. I'm predicting Lewandowski.
I don't know if you heard me that I was saying that 2 errors from Lazio led to 2 goals, but
No,
I did now.
Who scored for Bayern?
I can't be doing with this.
Hello, Ashen. Hope you're well. One of our regulars who watches our watch-alongs. JTS04. United fan. Good on you, JTS.
Oh, Christ.
Who's your favourite player? You can't say Bruno Fernandes. He's mine.
Hang on. Which United player? Which United fan? Is he West Ham?
Is he Newcastle? Is he Scunthorpe? That's the problem, isn't it? When you say United, it could be any of them. But Joe Stanley's actually said Henderson or Ramsdale. Oh, not this debate again.
Dean Henderson. End of discussion.
Well, I thought.
Jordan Henderson?
Yeah, I was thinking Jordan Hendershit.
Whoa. Let's not get into this. He's walking to your midfield, Jamie.
I defended Ramsdale.
What? No! No!
Yes!
No.
No!
It's your midfield.
He's so overrated.
I'd rather have Fred, and Jamie knows how much I despise Fred.
It's off. It's off. No, don't do this. No.
Oh, that's quite a statement from Jack.
Your midfield.
See, I like Fred, but I don't.
No. If you
Fred is awful. Fred is awful.
He's unreliable, that's for sure.
Hey, if you wanted to not play the McFred partnership, right, you can have Jordan Henderson anchor that midfield.
I think the McFred partnership's been pretty good.
It sounds like a shit burger from McDonald's.
I like that. That's a good one.
Fred.
I'd rather have Hender shit in my burger. No, I'd rather not have Hender shit
Really?
in my burger. What am I saying?
Apart from cities, he gets served near enough every midfield in the league. So.
Whoa.
I'll say this now about
What?
Henderson.
You're taking Kovacic over him.
No. I'll say this now about
Probably.
Henderson. Great for Liverpool. I don't know if he'll do it anywhere else. There's something about because he's been at Liverpool for so long. He's been there for what 10 years this summer.
Yeah,
Took him a while to settle in, didn't it?
It took him ages to settle him. He could have easily been dropped out of Liverpool.
Oh, Mount in the box. Ball back.
But
He's the
before,
longest serving player now.
yeah, in this squad, yeah.
Yeah, it's been,
Since Gerrard left, I think it has been him. I think.
yeah, he got the captaincy straight after Gerrard left.
I think Henderson's one of those where
It's the best captain in the league.
he probably is. I'm not disagreeing with that. You
Yeah.
know, he's won a Champions League and a Premier League as a captain. So, you know, not many players have done that
but
at the moment.
Like, I think Henderson's a top quality player. Just don't like it when like fans, obviously, they take it that step too far. Where it's like, oh, he's better than Scholes. No.
No.
That's where you go. Yeah, you've had too much to drink.
No, those are kids. Those are
They're
like
not at
people who
all
don't know
the
who
same
Skulls
players.
are.
Then
They're not the same players. You're right, Seb.
not at all.
Yeah,
same
Yeah, you're right,
players.
Seb.
They're far from being
Just
the
an
same players.
example of
But they're
fans
not-
getting a
they've
little
got-
bit overexcited about a player having a great season. They just go, it's better than that player. And that's why I'm expecting deluded fans to say Bruno's better than like Frank Lampard in like next year. If he carries it on next year, I'll be fully expecting, Bruno Fernandes better player than Frank Lampard, even though Bruno's won nothing in England. Just
They're
saying.
the same.
No. The argument's weak that he's won nothing. I mean, he hasn't been there long enough. The idea that he hasn't won anything is never. I don't think is a good enough argument to just.
But he's not been that long enough
than
either.
another.
Half time.
Half time.
That's what I'm saying. Am I getting heard or am I not?
No, I can hear you.
Ah,
I can hear
thank
you a
goodness.
Bit. I can hear a bit.
Wait,
I'm not
Seb's in this convo?
I don't know. No, I just said something and then Luke said the same thing, so I thought, but it didn't hear me.
It cuts off a little bit, Seb, and I just see things being thrown in your room.
Boring first half.
So half time then, Atletico Madrid 0, Chelsea 0. A handful of chances, not even a handful of chances between the two sides.
Bayern, to be honest.
But in all fairness, Jack, for Chelsea, they'll take this at half time, won't they? Because, up against a team who are top of La Liga, having a much better season, and with Chelsea under new management at the moment, I guess it's not bad so far. And they've had a moment or two against Atletico.
Yeah, I think he will be happy. I'm happy because I thought we would be at least 2-0 down by half time. I just felt like, especially with the team we'd put out with that, me and Luke have already mentioned it, with that four-back defence, I just felt like, we weren't going to be able to keep a clean sheet until, past half time. So the fact that we've been able to do that, obviously is credit to the way that we've played. But again, I don't think Atletico have been out in their full strength. So, have gone all out. So, time will tell if they go out at maybe 70-minute mark and see what we can do. But I think at the same time, that's when we'll be looking, because I think you're right in what we said earlier, that, Chelsea do need to really come away with this for at least one away goal. So it'll be interesting to see what we do second half. If we bring on Abraham, though, I am leaving the chat. I'm just going to let you guys know. So.
Can I make a comment about Spanish football generally?
No.
I think we've seen in the Champions League and all. Well, fine.
No. Go on, Seb. We love you. Don't worry.
Listen. My time is very delicate on this because you know it's going to cut off in a minute.
It definitely is.
It's like that. Take the piss like that, Jamie. But anyway, Real Sociedad so bad against Man United. Sevilla looked really bad against the Dortmund side who can't buy a victory, and I'm guessing I've just gone off.
No. Can hear you.
I just think okay. I'm just assuming that La Liga is of a really bad quality this year.
Yeah.
And that's why maybe Real Madrid might lose tomorrow to Atalanta. Because if you look at the even Barcelona against PSG, they lost 4-1 against PSG, and then PSG losing to Monaco at the weekend 2-0. So how good is La Liga this year? Probably really bad. So that's why Atletico Madrid might be runaway leaders, although they have won one of their last four. But yeah, I'm not convinced that Spanish side could challenge for the Champions League this season. So decent for Chelsea, but in hindsight, is it actually that good? I don't know.
No.
See, I was going to bring this up, Luke, because not up until this game, because obviously you've got the best in Spain at the moment, according to the table. Atletico Madrid haven't really shown much spark in this game yet, and still goalless with Chelsea. But compared to when we were growing up, Luke, you'd have the Galacticos of Real Madrid, the Barcelona under Pep. Even a few years ago they won in 2015. We just don't have that. No one's scared of them, are they? There's not that presence at all of these Spanish clubs at the moment. The Spanish giants. What Spanish giants?
But I feel like with Real Madrid, as soon as Ronaldo left, the fear factor left with him.
Yeah.
Over to Juve, and now that Messi's on the decline, it's like. And since
You haven't done that, have they?
Well, since Barca's on the decline and Messi's going with him with his decline, his superhuman ability is not bailing out of Barcelona as much as it used to. So now, when you go to the Champions League, it's like, what? You got a Spanish team? We're most likely going to win.
Yeah.
No one fears the Spanish teams anymore. Look what Bayern did to Atletico in the group stages. They slapped them about 4-0.
Wow, yeah, and that was
Look what Chelsea did to Sevilla.
Yeah, I know what Chelsea did to Sevilla.
4-0.
Giroud scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
He scored 4 goals. He scored 4 goals. He scored 4
And yes,
goals.
Sevilla players are getting linked with
But Sevilla. But look at Sevilla as well. They've conceded 16 goals this season. Atletico Madrid, who are very good defensively, have conceded 16 goals this season in the Liga. So Chelsea managed to absolutely embarrass that team, and they should be capable of beating this Atletico Madrid side, given that reference.
Yeah.
JTSO4 says dead half. It certainly is. Let's hope for an alive half in the second 45 minutes. But
it was still too quick for my resolution.
Europa League was more entertaining than this. At least there was goals.
Yeah, that United Real Sociedad game was more entertaining than this, and that's saying something. But maybe we need a bit of some Daft Punk Alive in the second half. Not that I'm mourning from news yesterday.
Need something. You just need a spark, a bit of brilliance, or just a mistake. Just something. I know in the first minute, Chelsea were pissing around with it, and Suarez nicked our ball and just couldn't capitalise. But it's just been a half chance. It's nothing clear cut.
I don't think I asked any of you guys your predictions ahead of this game, but at least we've got half of this game out of the way. Jack, what
1-0
are you
Atletico.
hoping? What are you hoping for in the end of the second half?
I'm just hoping, like you said, I was going into this game thinking we probably weren't going to win it. So the fact that we're at maybe 0-0 at half time now, if we can somehow maybe nick a goal and then try our utmost to defend as much as we can, coming away, obviously with a 1-goal win as an away team is always vital to go into the next, or like the second leg, as it were. So I think, coming away with a 1-0 win, it is perfect. That's what you need as the away team. So that would be perfect. But I don't know what's going to happen second half. Whether Atletico actually go out and they push for the win or not.
Luke, you've said 1-0 to Atletico.
Yeah, like wouldn't surprise me. Like a result where Chelsea don't score is a good result for Atletico, because if Chelsea don't get an away goal, I don't think they'll win the tie. Because you can
away goal's very
Atletico
important.
Score once and just say we're shutting up shop for the rest of the game.
And they're good at that. And they can get goals out of nowhere, what we've learned from this team in the past. Seb, from what you've seen in the first half, I guess really for Tuchel, he'll be probably telling the Chelsea players to just try and find that away goal.
Yeah, for a Chelsea match, I'm quite surprised that for once my resolution wasn't quick enough for the game, because usually it just stays in one position. So I thought my big pixels on the screen from the slow stream would have been good enough, but apparently not. I haven't actually seen all of it, so I can't really judge. They've had decent chances, both of them, for what I've seen, so I'm intrigued to see the second half. It's not been great. I think it could be better, but then that's when you want maybe a Mount to come alive, Joao, Felix to come alive, and really Chester's midfields.
Yeah,
I think Seb, if you haven't seen enough, I always say the fair comment of just saying one of these teams will come out and win this whole time. That's a fair comment. Well said, Seb.
That's absolutely true as well. Yeah, that's spot on, Jimmy. I'll give you that.
And Seb has won an Oscar, so he knows how to be perfect.
4-3.
What's that?
You could have probably just kept that photo and hidden me.
I don't.
that would have been good.
I'd say, to be honest, that probably would have worked.
They're defending really low. Atletico Madrid, like with 6 at the back when they're defending, but when Chelsea got the ball, they're pressing quite high up in like 4-3-3. And
sorry, Seb, I've just noticed that Jack's drinking red wine in
both...
his bottle there. I can understand the pain he's going through. Go on, Seb.
Yeah.
That was a perfectly adequate moment to interrupt me. But Atletico Madrid are actually pressing quite high, and even Suarez is putting in the miles no matter what. So I'm still not convinced La Liga's up to the level, but they could get something out of this tie. And I think if they do score, they should give an away goal to Atletico Madrid. This is not fair in Bucharest.
I did mention that, actually.
He did, yeah, he mentioned that when you were gone.
Well, it's like Leipzig, their game, it was unfair.
I find it weird seeing Steve McManaman in a studio when he's normally in a commentary box.
Don't mention Steve McManaman.
Did I ever tell you the story that my brother
Jimmy.
met him?
Was he rude?
Probably.
He met him at Carden Park Hotel when he was what was it? Chris and his mate Ed wanted to get signatures, and they tried to get Beckham, but Beckham didn't turn up, and Gary Neville tried to get him for them, but he didn't come. But apparently Steve McManaman came instead, and then he signed their stuff. But then they talked about cricket with him for about half an hour. So Steve McManaman's a big cricket fan, according to my brother. So he's meant to be just a genuine nice bloke. So yeah, I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but I've got respect for that. We've got.
You'll mention Steve McManaman on your side. Do you know who I've got on my side on the punditry? Louis Saha.
Have you? Louis Saha.
He's awful.
He was awful. He was on when they did the Euros in France 5 years ago. They had Louis Saha as like a guide to report from the fan zone for ITV Sport, because they clearly didn't want him in the studio. They thought, look, we can't understand a word he's saying, but he knows how to speak to those French people in the park. Let's just get him out there, and that's what he did.
Slaven Bilic is the best.
There's a guy.
Oh, Slaven Bilic when he got asked about.
I like Slaven Bilic.
Slaven Bilic is great. When he got asked something, and he goes, you know what, I don't care.
I don't care.
But there's another guy. There's an Italian footballer, if you remember from Euro 2012, called Bas Llorente.
Oh, Bas Llorente, yeah.
Not very. Yeah, he's on as well. Can barely speak French. I mean, he struggles. But yeah, every time he speaks, Louis Saha just repeats what he's saying, almost interrupting. It's like, yeah, shut up, Louis. Shut up. We're trying to listen to him. It's just awful quality for Champions League football. Or you could just have on a Saturday Manuel Petit complaining to everyone about the whole world.
I love Emmanuel Petit. He's just
he's so negative though. He's so negative.
He was on ITV Sport as well for the Euros last time, but I think they tried to get a French theme
He's such a pessimist.
Oh yeah,
he's such a pessimist.
We've got some questions in. Stuart Davis, who's a good close friend of ours from Jamie Burgoyne, says, "Is there a better player than Lucas Leiva?" I'm going to leave that one with you, Luke.
Is there a better player than Lucas Leiva?
I have to agree. I would have said Dirk. I would have said Dirk Kuyt, but you know.
He's massively underrated.
Yes, because Dirk Kuyt does that number 6 role very well.
I think injuries hampered him at Liverpool. I think he's highly underrated for his time. I think injuries sort of derailed his career.
Yeah, it's a shame. And he was in the Brazil. Well, briefly, he was in the Brazil squad, wasn't he? I think.
See how many caps he's got. I suppose.
He can't. He's a bit old now, so he can't exactly do the. It looks like he can't do the league games of the weekend and his Champions League, even at 34. I think he's been massively underrated, and he is a key fixture to that Lazio midfield. When you look at, they usually have Luis Alberto, Milinkovic, Savic, and Lucas Leiva. 3 very different midfielders, but all do their job very, very well. Now, this is where Chelsea fail in their midfield. As I said, as we mentioned before, Kovacic, he can do things, but he can't do anything very well. Lazio all have those 3 different type of midfielders who do their job very well, and they don't expect Luis Alberto to be the one who's getting in those tackles. They don't expect Leiva to be the one who's the playmaker. There's all the 3 different type of midfielders, and they all work so well together. So yeah, he's underrated to some extent. I think there are better midfielders though.
I have to say, Lucas Leiva, 24 Brazil caps between 2007 and 2013. And yeah, he's got 101 Lazio appearances, 2 goals. It's one more than he managed at Liverpool. I didn't know he only got a goal.
I mean, if you look at that Lazio midfield, there's only Milinkovic, Savic left to go to Liverpool, and that way all 3 of them have done Liverpool.
I don't think he'll go to Liverpool. I don't think he's the type of player.
No, he won't. He won't.
We've got another question.
A lot of teams.
Kazia Moses says, why it's a dead half? I think it's a tactical battle between the 2 managers. It's a patient game. It's a typical 1-0 game. But who to Kazia? Let us know. Is it Atletico Madrid or Chelsea? And JTS04 is asking, what do we think of Tottenham? Well, it's just a laughing ship that's slowly sinking.
Please don't ask.
Can I intervene on Tottenham? Can I intervene on Tottenham? Every year for the past 5 years, Tottenham, it's almost been as if the squad has been there, but there's always a player that's not performing, if you see what I mean. So, for instance, the squad is still there. That's a decent squad. But this year it's Alderweireld and Dyer who aren't performing. Whereas maybe last year it was, I don't know, the midfield of Sissoko and Winks that wasn't working quite well. There's always a part of Tottenham's team that just underperforms, and it hinders them so badly. And even sometimes when their attack hinders and the defense does okay, they all are decent players, but never at the right time, all at different uncoordinated times. So I think that's
a fair summary, actually.
That's one problem with Tottenham. The other problem is Jose Mourinho at the moment.
Yeah, that's the thing that I wanted to get into.
Think
Daniel Levy gambled, thinking that the squad was ready to win something.
It didn't seem right, did it, though? Like, even when they sacked Pochettino, I was thinking, like, when they first announced it and then they said it was going to be Mourinho, I was thinking, what are you doing, Tottenham? I was like, you know, it was only months ago before the sacking that they were in the Champions League final. I couldn't believe that. I think everyone was delighted, apart from Tottenham fans, that Pochettino had gone, because they thought, oh, Tottenham might just get weaker now.
The thing
which
is,
is
they
clearly
made a
proven.
deal with the devil to win trophies and jeopardise the next few years. Because you know what Jose Mourinho is like. He'll buy players that are ready for now, and then he'll do what he needs to do, and then a couple of years he'll piss off, and then he'll leave his squad in a shit tip.
Who did they buy?
But unlike his other clubs, he's going to win nothing at Spurs, and that'll be the first club he doesn't win anything.
But the Tottenham Hotspur squad definitely needs reinvestment. But even back to 3 years ago, you'd say they need reinvestment. But how do you change that first team? Do you take Alderweireld out? Do you take, I don't know, Winks out, who I thought was actually a decent midfielder? Do you take Son out? There were always these question marks, and you thought that starting 11 was actually quite decent. And when you don't know which ones to replace with transfers, then that's when you've got to start questioning the management.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I mean, I could be.
Well, Spurs
completely
gave
wrong, but I think
Alderweireld like a new
they're not getting
forward
enough out of those players.
deal, and he was on the decline. And now, like, he's got a contract to like 2023, 2024. But second half's kicked off.
He
by
still
the
can
way.
do. I think he still can do something in that squad, Alderweireld.
Yeah,
I still
but
think
like-
he's
like-
still a good squad player, or
Yeah,
even
squad
every
player,
now and
not
then playing.
centre half, along with like the
Not playing
English
week in, week
prince
out. No.
So
with, Eric Dyer.
second half is underway, as Luke just mentioned, and we've got some more comments. Kazia Moses has got back in touch, and he's saying that he is a Chelsea fan all the way. He says Drogba brought a lot of Chelsea fans from Africa, and he says Africa is blue.
Oh, it's an own goal.
Oh,
Oh, Lazio scored an own goal.
oh dear! Oh,
Oh
so
my
is it
God.
4?
I thought Rudiger
You
had
s-
scored another.
You just scared Jack's
Oh.
Oh,
pants.
Suarez! Ah,
It's alright.
A
Days there.
Cherby has just scored an own goal. Horrible one. 3 Lazio mistakes in this match. 3 big Lazio mistakes, and well, Bayern have capitalised.
In case people are
Who was
wondering,
it you
for
say was the own goal? Who was the own goal, Seb? Oh.
he's dead.
he froze. It says on here that Chelsea are playing a back three. I thought it was back four.
In case people are wondering the score, it's Lazio 0, Bayern Munich 4. So Bayern Munich having a wonderful time tonight, again in the Champions League. Lewandowski opening the scoring, Musiala's getting the second goal, Sane, the ex-Manchester City player, making it 3-0, and Akabi with the own goal for Lazio after just 47 minutes. Right now, they're just going to be playing with pride, Lazio, at this rate, which is such a shame, because I must admit, I honestly thought it was going to be a good tie, especially with the way Bayern Munich have played in the last couple of games against Bielefeld and
Mainz.
not Mainz. Oh, I forgot who they played on the weekend.
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt. That was even though I watched that game. Wow. But yeah, Bayern Munich, despite the form that they've been in the league, and it's crazy, said that the Bundesliga is back on after we thought that win over Hoffenheim from Bayern sealed the deal.
Yeah, but I mean, Bayern came back from the Club World Cup, so I mean, maybe there's that excuse, but yeah, it's still back on. It's definitely back on now, and
No excuse.
I've always thought that Bayern won a bit too much than they deserved, but I mean,
Hey,
tonight
that's
obviously
no
they've been
excuse.
outstanding.
Are you just trying
That's
to?
no
Are you just
excuse.
trying to rub it into Luke? Said that Liverpool are no longer world champions.
Well, hey, well, yeah. When Liverpool won the Club World Cup, they went back and they smashed Leicester 4-0. That's no excuse for
On
Liverpool.
Boxing Day, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
you
a
got
great
smashed by Watford, then Aston
game. Oh,
Villa.
I know, yeah.
Then,
My internet
then
cuts off 2
lots of
seconds.
other teams.
We'll talk about Liverpool again. Good God.
Hey,
But this
hey,
Lazio
I
team,
need
if you look
all
at this,
positivity.
if you look at this Lazio team, it's basically the same team that played against Sampdoria at the weekend. So the squad is very, very thin.
Ooh,
So it's no surprise. And plus, it's not the youngest of squads.
we've got another one, and it's Jamie Burgoyne in the live chat page saying Shrewsbury have just battered MK Dons 4-2. Yay! Whoop whoop. Can't stand MK
Yay.
Dons. He says, should I watch
Oh, there's a goal for
this?
Lazio.
Lazio have actually got a goal. Not an own goal, it's a goal. Burgoyne says,
Raheem
should I
Correa,
watch?
yeah.
Should I watch this game
Game.
too, or is it going to be a major downer? I tell you what, Burgoyne, watch us, and I promise you, it won't be a major downer. Forget the game, just watch us. I mean, look, I'm wearing a rugby shirt that's got a Brazil football badge on it. How random is that? So there you go.
Hey, can I just mention that the Lazio goal is terrible defending from Bayern. They just stand still and let Correa dribble past them so easily.
Is Alaba playing?
Alba just looks at the ball while
Yeah,
Correa
thanks,
is
Alba.
running past him.
So who is it? Alaba and Boateng in defence, or
Got Sula at right back.
Sula? What? Oh my
is playing.
god!
It is Alba.
Mount
No,
had a
Sula's
shot
at right
blocked
back.
in the
Sula's at right back,
box.
and Saul's actually making a lot of runs forward. He's looking like a very offensive right back, but very big and tall. And it's looking like just bringing a lot of weight with him to those positions to cross.
What's he going to do with Upamecano next year? Like, what's that partnership going to be?
Well, I assume it'll be Sula and Upamecano.
Do you think Boateng will be gone this summer?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Boateng will just be on the bench, just generally. He started being on the bench recently anyway.
He'll be at Chelsea.
I don't know.
He'll be having a lot more.
Chelsea, but...
He'll have a lot of.
Yes, he will.
He'll get to.
People wanted Boateng at PSG.
Maybe.
He'll get to have a good catch-up chat with Javi Martinez on the bench. Javi Martinez very irrelevant these days, just like Lee Grant.
Oh, he runs 1 meter and it's over. His fitness levels go right down.
You see, Lee Grant had a big job the other day. He put up the numbers board for the Newcastle game, and me and my brother just looked at each other and thinking he's earning 30 grand a week.
Bruno, go run back for Christ's sake.
There was an article in the Athletic the other week about goalkeepers who know they're not going to play. It's really an interesting read if you want.
What do they talk about?
How long was Michel Vorm at Tottenham for? And how many games did he play?
6 years, 15 games in 6 years.
He was actually he was the starter for one period, wasn't he? For some periods.
Yes, wasn't he?
Was that because the other guy was injured?
Yeah.
I mean, Lloris came in when Brad Friedel was still there, so...
Oh, yeah.
Brad Friedel.
Was it ABB said, no, Brad Friedel deserves to keep playing? And I'm like, mate, you just got a France international and you want to pension him in goal.
I have to agree with him. Lloris has always been full of an error. I mean,
yeah.
Brad Friedel, I wouldn't say the same about him.
Oh, I'm run out of juice. I'll be right back.
Who would you replace him with?
My throat is dry.
Who would I replace who? Lloris with?
So yeah. Andrew Pollard mentioned the other day that no top club really wants a goalkeeper right now, and there's one goalkeeper who is looking for a different club, and that's Donnarumma. If Tottenham could get that through, and I don't think it would.
He's going to Chelsea. He's going to Chelsea. If he's going to the Prem, apparently it's PSG and Chelsea that have been heavily linked with him. And
PSG aren't in the Premier League, so they might have a job.
Yeah.
But if he's going to the Prem, I see Chelsea or PSG. PSG aren't in the Prem.
Oh, that's us then, slam dunk.
If he goes to the Prem, he'll be at Chelsea. Because there's no way he's going to Spurs.
There's no way he's going to Spurs.
He's not at Spurs. To be honest, I'd like to decide a 5-year deal.
Because I think he'll extend his contract. He'll extend his contract.
Oh, great defending by Felipe.
Problem is, we can't afford to sign people, especially like if we went on to a goalkeeper. We can't afford to spend big money on a goalkeeper.
We've
got Kepa that's on, what was he, 80 million or something?
Hey, Donnarumma's out of contract. But,
I know. But
one of those ones that.
So Mino Raiola has said that if Donnarumma, but they're in talks. Mino Raiola has said that if they're to put a clause in Donnarumma's contract, well, they want him to put a clause in.
How much is the clause?
€5 million.
I think he's swearing.
What? 45 million euros? That's still a snip. That's still a snip if it is.
Which is nothing. No,
yeah, because he's made nearly 250 appearances, and I'm older than him. That kid is something special. That kid. I feel like his save percentage has never dropped below 72 since he made his debut at 60. That's elite. Back to this game. So, Chelsea just pass it around the back three.
As soon as you come back to the game, we're passing around the back.
We should have watched Bayern Lazio, at least with decent goals.
This is what I watch.
To the midfield.
This is what I watch every week. Luke, this is it. This is what I've got.
Yeah, hey, that's just like watching Liverpool.
Yeah, but at least you won something last year.
That's a really good image.
Yeah. We did something, and now all I'm seeing is oh, Liverpool are the worst champions in Premier League history. I'm like,
at least we're champions.
And if you see the point,
I swear to God, I'm gone 2 seconds again, and we're back onto Liverpool. I'm out of here. I'm out.
As soon as you freeze Seb, it goes straight back to Liverpool.
But for me, going back to Chelsea, for me, Chelsea under Mourinho, they are the worst Premier League champions because they just down tools. They got him sacked.
Hang on, second Mourinho.
Well, the second Mourinho.
I'd have to argue that Leicester under Shea.
Yeah, but like they were never expected to go and retain the league again.
I mean,
I know
I
statistically
don't
it's Liverpool,
say more.
But... Oh, Suarez.
Still.
To Llorente. To Correa. Suarez. Oh, we scuffs it. It's Christensen going up for a corner.
I bumped into my dad, and he's watching the game downstairs. And Jack, he's feeling confident for Chelsea.
What?
Is he?
What?
Is he?
I think they're playing all right. I don't know what. I think they're playing all right.
I'd love to have an game.
Yeah, can we bring him on a live stream one day?
Yeah, go on. Do.
Who, my dad?
Yeah.
Can you imagine him when we start the call? He'll be like, "What do you mean? Where's the camera? Where the fuck is it?"
I think you should do a special Stoke City live stream. Bring him on.
You talk about Ryan Shawcross going into Miami.
No, they're returning him.
He was on Talk Sport yesterday, Shawcross. They interviewed him about his move, and literally, apparently, he said yes 3 seconds after they offered him it.
Wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. Not even just because of Miami, just because it's Beckham and Phil Neville. I'd have been stargazed if that was me, but
I didn't know he was only 33, to be honest.
I thought he was still 24 with potential.
Remember when he made his England debut? He was like, "Oh, Shawcross, he's
That was
gonna
it.
be the guy."
Oh.
And just like I swear Zlatan ended like several England defenders
That night, and it was only a
he
friendly.
ended, like, Stephen Corker never played again. Shawcross never played again. No, yeah, I'll get that team up and I'll see how many of them have actually played for
None of them
England.
should have ever played again. I don't think
Joe
Stephen
Hart should have
Corker
never
or
played again
Shawcross
after
were
that.
up to the level. Joe Felix
Me?
has just tried a bicycle kick. Oh, that was sweet.
Oh.
It was way over, but still nice.
Like, Stan Collymore's commentary on that bicycle kick was
Oh yeah, it was so funny.
Like, I just want to give him a man hug.
Have you seen the Alan Partridge version of it?
Oh, Lemar with ball in.
With the-
Bicycle kick?
No, I think Alan Partridge says it like the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding in this case is a football. Boof! Eat my goal. We've got who's that? JTS04 saying Felix with the scissor kick. I like the way he uses emojis there. He uses the scissor as an emoji and the leg. I quite like that. That was well done there, JTS04. You know your emoji language because I read that very well.
Right. Just gonna find the team that played that England-Sweden game.
Jack, as you can see, I've still got that pint glass I stole when we were at that pub.
Good call.
Jamie
call. It's a nice
told
pint glass.
the anecdote about how he stole it.
What, by putting it in my
Wasn't very
jacket?
special. It's just an anecdote. Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
They now know they'll be coming to your house.
hey,
I've
Jamie,
heard I'm on the barred list. Unless I
Would you
return
down
the
to
goods.
Hey Jamie, guess who scored for England in that game against Sweden?
Go on.
Danny
Andros
Welbeck and
Townsend?
Stephen Corker.
Okay.
This was the starting 11 in this game, right?
Oh my
Joe
god.
Hart, Glenn Johnson, Stephen Corker, Gary Cahill, Leighton Baines, Cleverly Gerrard, Osman, Young, Sterling, Welbeck,
Jesus
and
Christ.
then players that came on.
Sterling?
Carl Jenkinson. Yeah, that was like Sterling's debut, I think.
Jenkinson! Oh my god!
Carl Jenkinson, Ryan Shawcross, Jack Wilshere, Tom Huddleston, Wilfred Zaha, and Daniel Sturridge. Players that didn't make it on were Roddy Bertrand, Jagielka, Fraser Forster.
It's actually Yagalka, not Jagielka.
Jagielka.
Oh, don't go into this, Jamie.
It is!
I knew that was coming.
We-
I knew that was coming.
Even when I was, I was on the end of that treatment from that too.
But in all fairness, it's that's how you pronounce it. That's how you pronounce it.
Oh my God, Suarez.
Jamie, if I were to pass
That's
Ah,
what
French people
he
have my
is.
name with
You
big
do
mouth,
know
I'd
Minamino
lose
is not how you
everything.
pronounce his name either. They asked him the other day.
How do you
What is
pronounce
it?
Coman?
Come on, come on.
Come on.
Basically,
Come on.
Jack and Luke, I watched a Bayern Munich game a year or so ago, and the English commentator kept saying it. Here's come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm like,
But
no,
it
it's
is
Coman.
pronounced- It is pronounced like that in French. It's Kingsley Coman.
Yeah, but excuse me.
He was basically saying, "Come on."
I don't want any of that French crap when I'm listening to English commentary. French is irrelevant.
Oh!
Wow.
It's
Wow.
okay, so you actually want to know
Exactly
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Seb. Gibberish.
Yeah. Tell us more, Seb.
they pronounce Allardyce in French. Dice. I never really fully understand, but they say something like Allardyce or something like that. I'm like, oh no, don't
Oh
do
really,
that. Or they say
Allardyce?
Leicester, Leicester.
Yeah, that's Big Sam's
They say
I'm gonna
Leicester,
call him
like,
that from now on.
They say Leicester like Leicester. Leicester. It's horrible.
Just,
Go back
Oh,
to
and
Bayern.
there's what was it again? Oh, go on then.
Seb, do you not
Can't
miss
remember
living
now.
in England where people can actually speak your language?
I think it's hilarious seeing how they pronounce things. There's another one that I was disgusted by the other week, and I can't remember what it is, unfortunately. When they say Kieran
Turan
Clark, when they
spit.
say Kieran Clark.
Because if you've just tuned in, folks, we're doing a live watch-along tomorrow of Mönchengladbach versus Man City, and
Must be such a bad
Adam
game.
Davis will be there for that with Joe Stanley. And of course, with Adam, I'm looking forward to it because knowing Adam, he'll be watching the wrong game by accident.
is Chester on? Is Chester on?
No, yeah.
I hope not.
They well avoided the season.
I hope not, because National League North's cancelled.
Oh shit.
But I laugh if he's watching the Real Madrid game instead.
Oh, that's a yellow.
Oh, ref. That's at least a yellow, surely.
That's
You
a
book him
yellow.
out in the first
Team
minute.
blue.
Come on.
Tell you what, it's a beautiful stadium, isn't it? The Bucharest Stadium.
Yeah, did you see the rumours about Pulisic to Bayern? If Chelsea
Yeah, I
get-
saw that last night.
if Chelsea get offered their money back, I'd take it. Take the money and go, yeah, you have him. Injury-prone winger, you're going to get 15 good games out of him this season, and then you won't see him for the rest.
The problem is,
you're
though,
harsh.
we need him for them 15 good games a season.
Do
So,
Hey.
Harsh, aren't you, Luke?
you not think,
Well,
Jack, you need a nanny?
His record is,
You know,
turns
Turns up for 15 games.
and then Javier Hernandez
And
on
then
as well.
Jason Park.
That's
Oh,
not being harsh.
I missed
That's
you.
not being harsh.
I
It
missed.
is only one
Yeah, because he's injured for the most of it.
season where he had, I think, what was it, a leg break and another muscle injury, and you're saying he's injury prone from 2 injuries? Come on, it's harsh.
Oh no! His injury record is not just a major injury and then like a little injury afterwards. He's constantly getting injured. And, like, when you're relying on him to be like your main creative threat, and you're seeing him for barely any games, then if Bayern come in with 60 million, you snap their hands off and you take the money, and then you go after Jadon Sancho.
When's he been injured?
I love it how in the space of 2 days, I mean, I watch United stand a lot, and they report,
But do you know
they
he's missing
report-
the next game
they-
as well?
they report, oh dear.
Oh,
And I saw that United stand put out a report yesterday to say Sancho deal is off, and then this morning I go on the channel and it said Sancho deal looks to be happening. I'm like, oh, for God's sake, I'm
God.
so
Saga.
bored of this saga.
thing is, if I'm in, I'll wait it out and see what happens.
The only interesting thing that's come out of this game so far is that 2 of our free midfielders on tonight missed the next game.
Oh my god! So that's gonna be Kovacic.
Kante and Kovacic. It's good.
Kovacic, Kante and Gilmore.
Kante and Kovacic.
No, Havertz.
Gilmore, yeah.
Do you think
Havertz,
Gilmore needs to
Because
go on
I
loan?
remember against West Brom when I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think Gilmore needs to be
Yes.
playing.
Oh,
That's just me.
is that a corner?
Well.
No. Goal kick. I'm just going to read Twitter to see what their Twitter's thinking of this game.
But I remember when Kovacic and Kante played together in midfield, the times that they have, and I constantly think you put pressure onto that midfield, they'll be able to get out. They're both not very good on the ball, in my opinion. Jorginho can be a key figure in this Chelsea team, because even West Ham apply pressure against Chelsea in that 3-3. Chelsea can't get out.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think Kovacic Kante is a great combination. I think you need somebody. If you don't have Jorginho playing, you need to have Billy Gilmore, because even at the age of the years, he has that.
Deeper.
Yeah, but for me, Gilmore already has that confidence and ability to be able to take the ball, turn on it, and pass it straight out and pass it to somebody on the wings, either Odoi or Pulisic or whoever's playing on the wings. So I feel like if you haven't got the opportunity to play Jorginho, who again can do that, Kovacic and Kante just doesn't work as a team. Because I agree with what Seb's saying, is that they don't have I don't want to say the confidence, but they don't have that skill to be able to just take the ball, turn. A bit like what Cesc Fabregas. I've just seen Chelsea fans going, can you imagine if we had a Cesc Fabregas in this team at the minute who would have that ability to just pick a pass out? But, I think Billy Gilmore has that confidence, even at a young age, to be able to take the ball on and pass it on, and Kovacic and Kante just don't do that. So, although, are we missing Jorginho and Mount the next game? Kovacic is the one that hasn't been booked yet.
Mate, imagine if he gets booked as well.
No, not yet. Quite surprising. Out of all of them, you'd put your money on Kovacic to get booked, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and then all three missing, so that's like Gilmore, Kante, Havertz.
Gilmore, he's just dictating the tempo of the play, isn't he? He's just if the ball goes midfield, he'll just dictate what the speed is that the player's got. He's so good at that, which is surprising for a young player.
Yeah. And for me, he should be. So maybe having the opportunity, having this where they're going to be missing matches, and bringing him in for the second leg might actually shine a light on how good he is. And maybe Tuchel might go, oh God, maybe I should be playing him every week, which I know, for me that should be the case. But yeah, I mean, we haven't played awful tonight, but we haven't gone on to that next level. I don't know if that's going to change, say, in the next 20 minutes, but I'm worried that Giroud hasn't really had much opportunity, and that only means that the man that I hate so dearly is going to come on with 20 minutes to go.
I don't think they play against Atletico Madrid in the return leg without those midfielders. What system can Tuchel do? This must be the first time that Tuchel will have to change that midfield system. You can't play with that two in there with Kante, I don't know, Kovacic, can he? Or can he realistically? I doubt it. I think we're the same.
Oh my God, he's
Drew! Nice!
What a goal.
Oh, I was going to put the goal sound effect on then.
Oh my days, I was going to do the Haaland thing. Cheeky animal.
Cheeky.
That was a beautiful.
That's what he said for elite marksman.
Hey, that got us over 1,000 views, that reaction video, Luke.
Yes.
1,000 people saw you say, you filthy animal. And it was worth it.
Hey Sam, when you put in the chat now, when I said Liverpool were linked to Haaland, it's like, where's Liverpool being linked with Haaland?
I've not seen it. And I typed it in.
Big club. He's been linked with every club.
I typed it in to see if I could find any rumours, and I found the Liverpool Echo and Give Me Sport.
Yeah, Mina Raiola said that before.
That is all.
Looking for him, and I can tell you which. I can pretty much guess which four are in for him: City, United, Chelsea, Liverpool. Said 4 clubs in England want him, and that's the fourth probably.
Actually, speaking of,
has there actually been something substantial saying that Liverpool are in for Haaland? I've not found anything.
Speaking of Haaland, JTS04 has said, I don't really want Sancho anymore. I would rather have Haaland, which, yeah, if you could only pick between the two, Haaland would be, any price for Haaland's worth it. What's that?
If you look at that United attack, Rashford goal scorer, Bruno goal scorer,
Yeah,
Greenwood
but
goal scorer.
whoa.
Where's your creator?
Rashford Rashford. No, Rashford is
Rashford's
so
not a goal scorer.
overrated.
He's not a goal
Martial
scorer.
in there as well, Jamie.
Oh
No,
my
he's good.
God!
He's good.
Oh
He's
God,
good.
Jack, have you not heard me for the last 5 years?
I want to hear it again.
Can I make a comment that I've just thought of now? They're checking a goal for offside, and unfortunately my stream froze, so I couldn't see the actual
I'm still,
goal. I
yeah,
just saw
mine,
the freeze
mine's
frame
still
of Drew
checking.
doing a bicycle kick. But mine is as well, and I think I'm ahead of you lot. But I remember, we're all complaining about VAR turning over these offside decisions because of millimeters or shoulders or whatever. This is the big debate right now, isn't it? How marginal are these offsides? And yet, I found the memory that I put on Snapchat on Match of the Day, where they took a millimeter off Mane's goal and said, "Look, he's a millimeter offside, so it should be given offside." So, do you see where the hypocrisy is now? That I'm saying.
Oh yeah, like for
Or do you
me,
not?
Scrap
I thought they're
VAR.
not even
Before
showing
VAR was
us.
introduced, they introduced this graphic
Oh
and
my
they saying,
God.
"Look, he's marginally
that
offside,"
counted?
and it was
It's counted.
millimeters. It's been given.
Oh,
Has
It's been
it,
given.
has it
Put the
counted?
goal sound. Put the goal sound.
Goal sound, goal
He's
sound.
offside.
There we go.
Offside.
He looked a
He
mile
is
off.
well
to be
yeah,
offside.
honest.
this is the thing that annoys me about the Champions League. Right, I can't see figuring out.
No, they're not showing us.
How is he not offside?
He looked offside.
Come on, like let's.
They got.
Oh,
Look,
they're saying it's off an
I know
Atletico
why
Madrid
it's
player.
it's
It
got.
came
no,
off
but
Hermoso.
It's got to be a goal now, lads, because the goal
Oh,
sound
what a
effect has been
goal.
played.
No, I'm not. If Mount doesn't apply the pressure there, or is it Mount, then he doesn't make that Atletico
Oh,
Madrid
Giroud.
play. So
Giroud,
that
what
shouldn't be
man? What did I say?
He did.
What did I say? The big
He
guy?
said it. Jack's been saying
having
it.
it.
Drew with the goal.
I'm not having that. I'm not having that. That's
Sound like Kevin Keegan.
offside. Because the Atletico Madrid player didn't play the ball. It wasn't by the Chelsea player.
You.
He wouldn't.
Do I say you
Offside.
filthy? That's why he is France's best number 9.
He should be our number 9.
Well, Jack, of course, Daft Punk.
It's not overrated.
Daft Punk split up yesterday, but you could feel it coming. See what I did there? You could feel it coming from Giroud to score tonight from Jack Price. I feel it coming.
Yeah, can I just say that I want to watch that replay one more time? No. No.
What have us lot playing the over goal sound effect or the?
It's offside.
Remember?
Let's see what Atletico are about now. Because I'm expecting. Oh, yeah, Joao Felix. With the ball back to Suarez. Suarez is back to Lemar. Back to Joao Felix. No, back to Correa. Eat it out.
But to be honest, I would be disappointed if I was Diego Simeone at the fact that I haven't torn Christensen and Rudiger to pieces. Oh no,
so-
Kante's coming on. Oh
Kante.
no.
And Ziyech, who's, to be honest, he's been poor.
Ziyech has been injured
Ziyech
for a
or
lot of
Kovacic?
this season. We're only taking Kovacic off so we know he's playing next game.
He's like, fucking hell, not have Kante playing with Gilmore and Havertz. No.
I need at least
Politics,
Kovacic.
Kante, Gilmore. That'd be interesting.
Jack, what have you thought of Kai Havertz?
Well, we haven't seen him for about 4 weeks.
He's on 300 grand a week.
Is that how much? Oh my god.
He's on 310 a week. He's Chelsea's highest earner.
Oh,
That's depressing.
that is that is depressing.
He's just every game I watch Kai Havertz in, and I've said this to Jamie when we talked about Frank Lampard being sacked, when we were talking about Werner and Havertz in the sense that people were criticising them for, not performing. But a lot of the time you need some players come into the game, into the Premier League straight away, hit form. You look at Aguero and players like that; they hit form, and that's great. They start as they mean to go on. Some players take time. And Kai Havertz, Timo Werner for me has been in the wrong position for the majority of this season. He's not somebody that should be playing on the wing all the time. So I take that aside from Timo Werner's performances. But in terms of Kai Havertz, he's looked out of his depth. He's looked sluggish. He's looked slow. He hasn't looked interested. I know he's had COVID, so I know he's had fitness issues as well.
Yeah.
So I can sort of put like them bits of excuses maybe to the side as well. But when he has played, he's just looked a bit like looks slow and yeah, he hasn't had a great start. But you know, I'm one of these people that will, you know, obviously he's really young as a footballer, so you know he is going to take time, and I think he's a player that for me deserves to have that time and have at least that year. And then going into next season, you know, you really need to be looking at him and reviewing his performances every week. But at the minute, you know, as much as he hasn't performed, you know, I don't mind because I think some players do need that time.
Well, what a win this could be for Chelsea if they can hold on to this for the next quarter of an hour. Maybe even a second away goal, Jack, eh? Wouldn't that be something?
Well, let's get Giroud, get Giroud back up there.
Ah, well, he could get you a hat-trick or 4 goals. Yeah, he likes European nights.
I don't think Havertz was like. I don't think that's a Lampard signing. That Havertz signing striked me as a Roman signing. He's probably.
It was the price for him what I didn't get.
He probably thought, look how much money we've got still, and I make a massive statement. Let's go and get one of Europe's hottest youngsters, whilst everyone's financially finding
Screwed.
how to pay their bills and stuff like that. And Chelsea was like, can I have it? He's had a good second half of the season. Let's get him. And realised.
Yeah, but that's what Chelsea does.
Oh, second half of the season. He's been a starter for Leverkusen for quite a while.
Yeah,
he's only 21.
Yeah,
he's
no, like, but
fantastic player. It's not just the second half of the season.
His form massively skyrocketed after lockdown because I was watching more.
He was touted even before lockdown. I mean, he was probably
I know. But like, when I watched him, like, it was like, oh Jesus Christ, this kid's special in the false 9. And then Chelsea get him. They're playing him on the wing, playing him as a 10, playing him as a 8. And I'm like, mate, like his best position is probably as a false 9. For
They
me,
did play
but
once,
Chelsea don't play with a false 9. For me,
I can't remember
would
once,
suit
but-
Liverpool more than anyone. Who played with a false 9.
Liverpool. I'm out of it.
Seb,
I'm out of
you
it.
didn't
I'm out
even
of it.
go for that. You didn't even disappear.
I thought, well, that's it. I was going to bring Liverpool into it because I think that's the only game where he has played as a false 9 against Liverpool. And then they obviously got the Christensen red card.
Did he? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Timo Werner was up front, and I remember because I thought, okay, now I can really get him behind this high Liverpool line, and Fabinho had him in his pocket and dealt with that speed really well.
Giroud.
That's what Fabinho
Remember
does.
that when Liverpool
Fabinho,
absolutely
if you put
dominated.
speed up against Fabinho can deal with it.
Come on,
And
come on.
dealt with that.
Oh,
Stuart Davis has got in touch again and has said, nice call, Big Jack, on the Giroud prediction.
See, Giroud, for me, and I go about this all the time, Giroud is somebody for me that it's really annoying because when I watch our performances, when Giroud's not on, we spend most of the time crossing balls in and we don't have the player there. And then when Giroud's on, we spend most of the time trying to pass it in. And it's like, Jesus Christ, put the formation together and actually do what you're supposed to do. When Giroud's on the pitch, cross the ball in. When he's not and you've got Abraham on, try and pass it around the box because he's just useless in the air. So for me, when Giroud is on, we need to be utilising that. And we haven't really done much of that tonight because I think it has been pretty even in the way both teams have been sort of performing. But yeah, right place, right time. And obviously Giroud's there to try and do a special a special goal in some way.
But Tammy's Abraham's timing is always off. It's so awful.
Suarez and Rudiger getting into it.
Yep.
Oh,
Louis.
Someone raised
Bite
their hands there.
him. Bite him. Oh.
Go on, Rudiger.
Yeah.
Headbutt him.
That's the only thing he's good at. He's a good hard man, not a good defender.
I don't even know what that was about.
I don't know. Luis Suarez doesn't need anything to get into scrap.
I reckon he probably called Suarez Donkey because he looks like Donkey off Shrek.
Let's have a look.
Okay.
Have you ever seen? Do you remember when England lost to Uruguay at the World Cup and Rooney scored for England and Suarez scored the 2 goals for Uruguay? I remember my ex-missus sending me a picture of and your players from tonight, and it was a picture of Shrek and Donkey. I was like, very good.
Reece James on for Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Well, at least he's not getting subbed after 10 minutes today.
The thing is, yeah, I feel like that.
And Rangers just pulled out a great save for Lazio after fucking up by giving it back to Bayern.
when
Swearing.
you do a player, sub him off after bringing him on, that either goes one or two ways. It either gets the desired effect from the player, or you've wrecked his confidence. And luckily for Tuchel, that gamble has paid off. But that's a gamble you should only play once.
Yeah, I think it's a risk, especially. Well, I don't know if it's more of a risk when you start your tenure at a club, or at the end of your end of your tenure. I think if you're going to do a decision like that, it's probably best to get it out of the way early, and players know that, oh Christ, we need to actually buck up our game, because although it's a new manager and it's a bounce, we still need to act our ideas. So I kind of see where he's coming from. I think it was very harsh, because I think most of the players on the pitch against Southampton were poor. So I think isolating Hudson-Odoi was probably a bit harsh, but I think he had to use somebody as a martyr, as it was, to display his unhappiness about the performance. But yeah, I think it would be worse, like if you did it at the end of your what looked like it might be the end of your tenure, because I think then the players would just think, oh, whatever, then you might lose them quicker than what you would have done. So I can see why he's done it as a new manager, but yeah, I agree. It can either go one or two ways. But I think luckily for him, and what Aspilicueta said before the game, that all the players realised that they needed to make sure that they're putting in performances every game, and maybe not being slack halfway through the game. So, it looks to have worked, but, when Hudson-Odoi came off, he was looking displeased and obviously looking around at the other players that were on the bench. So, maybe that was heat of the moment, but I still think as a player, I don't want to say it's embarrassing, but I would be really annoyed if I just come on and say 15, 20 minutes later, I'm already getting subbed off when, say, other players haven't performed for 70, 80 minutes. So why have I been the one to be sacrificed? But whether that disappears the next day, I don't know.
Atletico's made the triple sub. I don't know if not Joao Felix has come off for Moussa Dembele. I know Lodi's come on, and Lucas Torreira, the Arsenal loanee.
I think Felix has gone off, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's gone off. Yeah.
He's not really done a lot. He had that acrobatic kick that went over, and that's around it. He's not really been in the game.
Great pass from Ziyech there to get Werner in. And Werner takes it wider and wider and wider and wider. Why does he not go?
Werner has been appalling at Chelsea.
I'd be positive that he's at least trying getting in positions, but his decision making is still bad. Right now, it's really.
Why is he being played as a winger? Where was he in the German league? Was he playing as a central striker?
He was playing as an interchangeable one. Yeah, but two of them played as strikers. So one once made the run, one once held back. It was almost like I think it was a 4-2-2-2 that they played at Leipzig, but it changed so much. And plus, in Germany, they play such a high line that all you got to do is run in behind. So that's what Werner does best. Typically against Bayern.
This is what I don't understand. Like, I know we have to. Chelsea have been one of these clubs for a long time that we only use one striker, and no matter what manager comes in, we always seem to do that. But for me, having that, Giroud's one of them players that can take the ball down and pass it straight to Werner, who'd be making a long run. Why don't we utilise that in a different way? I know they're both on the pitch at the minute, but like you said, every time I'm seeing Timo Werner at the minute, he's so out wide that you're not utilising that counter-attack or that pace. Giroud can bring the ball down and pass it to Werner with that counter-attacking speed that he has. But I agree, he spends half the time out on the wings, and it's just not. Might as well have a winger out there, to be honest.
Considering
how much fun would Werner have playing with Kane as someone who I'd say Werner's even quicker than Son, but Son has played that role that Werner can for Tottenham.
Yeah.
Because Kane can get the passes, and I think he'd have so much fun. He'd enjoy his football playing with Kane.
Yeah, I think the first half of the season hasn't helped Werner's confidence, but I'm interested to see. A lot of this Tuchel coming in has been about the German players, but it hasn't ignited anything yet. Timo Werner, he scored the other day, but again, he's still, for me, not being utilised in the position that I feel like he should be. So I'm interested to see how it goes long term, but I think he is still, for me, playing in the wrong position, and I think we should be using and utilising maybe 2 strikers up front to see what they can do. And for me, Giroud, Werner would be an interesting combination as the 2 strikers up front to see what could come out of it. But like I said, most of them, it looks like Christian Pulisic is actually warming up for the final few minutes as well. So yeah, I mean, like I said, that for me, that would be the way we'd go about it. But yeah, I don't know then if we'd have to sacrifice the midfielders, so we'd be playing 2 midfielders instead of the 3 that they like to do. So.
Abraham says hello. Hello, Abraham. Of course, one of our Bayern Munich fans who tunes in. You must be delighted with how Bayern Munich are playing tonight. Who, I must admit, I was expecting a tighter game between them and Lazio, but Bayern Munich reminding everyone.
Lazio have been terrible.
Have been great, Seb. I don't know about that, but Abraham. He said he's actually watching the Bayern match.
Lazio have been terrible. They've been.
Seb's connections are clearly saying that they've been great, but I don't know what he's been watching. Maybe he's been given an old-fashioned match from the 70s or something. But don't worry, Seb, it's all working. We're just having a fib.
Oh right, yeah, I don't know. Every time I turn my head, they're making mistakes and just being awful, giving the ball away. I've not seen it this bad from Lazio. It's been really awful. From what I've seen, at least, I've not had my.
Kai Havertz.
Drew's coming off. Oh, Jack, your tie's over, mate. Your tie's over.
That's it. We're going to lose now.
You're going to lose 3-1.
Drew's come off.
Does this mean Kai Havertz is going up front?
Werner's gone off as well, has he? Yeah, so it might be.
2 false number 9s with Pulisic and Havertz. And Ziyech.
Yeah. Oh no! It looks like
he's playing it.
The false. Hey, is it Ziyech then at 9? Oh, it's Havertz on the wing. Oh, what?
He's you know you played a 4-2-3-1. Well, he's playing that, but without the 1 and putting that in defence. A 5-2-3.
We're Mourinho parking the bus now for the final few minutes.
Yeah. Trying to find Werner's goals and assist stats, because considering like on the eye he's not looked great. His goal and assist numbers are like 1 and 2 this season. Considering how bad he's looked when I watched him, like his stats are better than what we see. I was just watching that Zoom.
It's 2-0. It's 2-0.
What?
Oh, what?
Oh, no, my connection's...
Don't lie to me, Seb.
What's about my goal sound effect?
It's my connection fucking up. God. This...
Yeah, it's just showing the Zoom.
So annoying.
Don't live in Switzerland, kids. You'll only be disappointed.
Great cheese, bad internet.
So basically, every time...
He's not wrong, Jack. He's absolutely right there.
Have you been?
I'd love to.
The cliche is there for a reason.
You go just with the punt up field.
I just love that goal from Giroud. Oh, it's so Giroud, isn't it, as well?
That is a Giroud goal.
If there wasn't like a thing with VAR, then I would have said, Giroud, you filthy animal.
You know what Giroud's done there? Just like Luke said the other day about filthy animal of Haaland. I think it was the whole thing of Haaland just scored a great bicycle kick and Giroud's gone, hold my pint.
Hold my beer, son.
It's a side scissor kick. Haaland's not one. It's really overhead kick.
Did you see Sabitzer's goal the other day for RB Leipzig?
Oh my days!
Oh my!
I saw it. I thought, oh my god, Liverpool have got to play Leipzig in like a couple of weeks, and we've got no defenders. Henderson's going to be out for the season apparently because he might be off on his groin.
Oh god!
And he's going to miss the whole season. Oh my!
He'll be all right. It's only Hender shit. Don't worry, mate.
Sabitzer's been a weird this season. I always think that Leipzig's downfalls this season down to well or playing badly, because I think he's had enough on season. When Leipzig are good, usually it's at the heart of it all, and you could tell the other day.
Isn't Nagelsmann linked with Spurs if they pull the trigger on Jose? You're not Nagelsmann. I just stay where I am. Could potentially win the league this
Go
year.
to Spurs.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
Spurs job.
I mean, Nagelsmann schooled Spurs in the Champions League, didn't he? So why did he go to Spurs? It'd be
Come on,
counterintuitive.
Oh, good ball in.
Oh,
No.
Abraham's got in
Command's in the
touch
other
again.
game.
He says Lazio defence made so many errors, and he says the Giroud goal was awesome, wasn't it? Just
Offside, more like.
Hey.
Oh, Lucas Correa.
6 minutes? What?
I was just going to ask what it was going to be.
What the hell?
That
They
the
just-
VAR because they took so long. That wasn't 6 minutes though, was it?
They're counting Jamie's delay as the added time.
We've got a bad connection in England and Switzerland. Who is it in Switzerland? Seb True. Of course it fucking is.
They were waiting for Seb. They were waiting for Seb's comments on VAR. That's why it took so long.
He's doing 2 jobs at once.
I heard the Mino Rayola's spoken out. Mino's done another interview. where he
What,
was
sorry?
talking about
Well, he
Haaland.
would.
What are you on
And he
about?
said, like, there's 10 clubs that are after him, and 4 are in England. So that's basically all of Europe's big boys.
I'm pretty sure everyone would be after him. The teams in the National League would be after him, but they can't afford him.
Chelsea. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, in England, we're talking about Chelsea, Liverpool,
West Ham.
Man City, United, PSG, Bayern,
wild guess that it might be, I don't know, not
Not even Forest.
Barca, Real, I think, Juve, but
I mean,
Juve,
I mean, technically Barcelona will be in for him because that's what they always say. Barcelona, like, no.
mate, Barcelona still owe us money for Coutinho, so
Do they?
yeah.
How much?
I disconnect 1 minute and it comes back to Liverpool.
With a few
Oh, what the hell?
If they play them for like a certain amount of games, they've got to pay the club money. I think Barca are broke. Like Coutinho's not played because if he plays 5 more games, Barca are Liverpool 35 million.
Oh God.
So
Well, he's injured himself. He's got a long-term injury, so there's no reassurance.
Somebody's
that
injured him in training
those
purposely.
games.
yeah,
Messi for beating them 8-2.
Well, no.
He's
The
Gerard
injury,
PK.
but it's bad for them because if he's injured, been able to sell him in January and get some of that money.
always linked to like him going back to Liverpool.
Oh God.
Oh, who's that down? That Pulisic down.
Oh, Pulisic down. He's injured, muscle injury.
Tell you what, the American national team have got some promising players in their squad at the moment.
Right?
Reina, Pulisic, Dest.
I'm sure Seb True will name a
McKennie,
few when we get the chance.
Hoppy.
Hoppe,
Hoppe.
yeah,
Well,
he knows how to
Look,
hop.
but I said this the other day on the stream. They have all these promising young American players, and they still
They're
have
still
Tim
playing
Ream at
old-
centre back. I mean,
Just brings
still
us.
have Tim Ream at centre back. The captain. You think that's
John
just
Bro-
stupid. It's counterintuitive to say the word again.
In terms of defence, they need Onyewu back.
Yeah, but Tim Ream still plays weirdly enough.
Or Michael Bradley.
They've got Zach
Oh,
Steffen.
Bradley.
Bob Bradley. Bradley Bobby. What was his
He
name?
was a midfielder.
Brad
Midfielder.
Bradley.
Michael Bradley was a midfielder, Jimmy.
Alright, but he's not his dad, is he? His dad was the
Remember-
defender, I think.
Remember Zardes? The American. forward.
Did any of you like Altidore?
Go say Altidore.
I thought he was a bit overrated.
Did he finish his career at Montreal or something?
He's still there, I think.
Oh, is he?
I think he is. Or is it Toronto?
Oh, it could be
Yeah,
Toronto.
he's looked
actually.
over there.
Toronto.
That swap deal with Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah, Defoe was there, wasn't he? I forgot about that. The MLS actually returns in April. They've announced the season coming back, which...
Oh my God, Seb! They've just done a foul throw.
I think
It
they
was
should do...
against us. Of course it was.
It's frozen. It's frozen, so I can just stay a bit comfortable.
Maybe we could do a VAR review
I
on
was
throw-ins.
criticising the foul throw.
Oh.
Whoa! Who hits him in the face?
Don't intervene on throw-ins. It's like Jamie, just to say, they don't intervene on VAR. That's why he done the Leicester game the other day when the foul throw where Castan lifts both his feet up and he's just basically airborne when he. I don't intervene.
I think with VAR throw-ins, they should have a line. You know, they check with a line like they do with offside now. Is it reaching the line behind him? No, it's a foul throw.
Yes, is it over his head? Is it over his head and he just got someone with a massive forehead or
is it
ponytail
past
coming
the
over top
line?
that makes it so that his arms go a bit further.
20 minutes
Past the
added
line,
time at the end of the
the
game
dotted
because they
things
couldn't
there.
decide.
I think we could write this to FIFA because, let's be honest, they get a lot of hate letters anyway.
Oh, yeah, but I'm still disgusted by all these foul throw-ins. When we're about 12, they make throw-ins 5 or 6 times. These professionals who can't take them no problem. Yes, obviously I got pulled up on foul throws a lot. You can tell.
Thing is though, like poor Rory Delap, had to work hard to make sure he didn't do any foul throws. So should the rest of everyone else learn how to do it.
The great thing, Rory, despite the great technique, actually was really good at not making that foul throws. His feet on the ground perfectly, right above his head, not pushing the ball. All perfect technique for throwing.
Yeah, he always had he always had a towel boy as well.
Beautiful.
Is it a win, Jack?
It is.
Oh, it's over then. Full
He
time.
just had a towel, didn't he?
So it's boring 1-0, but that's what it was going to take to
Beautiful.
win this game.
Yeah, but let's
What
be
a
honest,
lovely French man
Atletico
we've got up front.
Atletico Madrid aren't pretty to watch anyway.
You've not seen them this season, Jamie. They're a lot better this season. They're a lot better.
I
this
hear that
season.
every season though about Atletico Madrid.
Oh, okay, maybe. I just think they've been a little bit better this season than usual.
Oh,
That's it. That's it. Go and talk to Oblak. Tell him to join in the summer. Go follow him. Go follow him.
can you imagine Mendy? Can you imagine Mendy be like, I just joined? Well, it's over then. Atletico Madrid. Wow, 1-0. Well, I know they weren't at home, but it does count as a home game still. So that's an away goal for Chelsea. So 1-0 when they go to Stamford Bridge, which not really sure what to expect from that game. Of course, no fans at Stamford Bridge, but we all saw what Atletico Madrid did at Anfield around this time last year, getting a big win before lockdown happened. But what a goal that was from Olivier Giroud. But of course, when we look back, to be honest with you, when I watched the replay, I haven't really seen it properly, but it looked as though it might have been offside from what Seb is saying after the VAR check, which again, VAR proving it's a load of piece of crap. And yet I could rely on my grandma to check and give us a better decision, yet alone she's dead. So anyway, of course, thoughts on the game. Luke, what a win for Chelsea, as you said just before. It wasn't pretty, but that's the way Atletico Madrid are when you're up against them.
Hey, Chelsea got the job done, and they're in now pole position to go through, I think. The game was a boring watch. First half was so boring. There was half chances. I think Timo Werner had a good shot that Oblak saved, and that was around it. And then second half, Atletico would have taken a 0-0 at half time if you offered them a 0-0. But, that slice of luck with the ball going off Hermoso, and then what a finish. Vintage Giroud. Saw Haaland do his own scissor kick and went, no. What, you're doing it in the derby, I'm doing it in the Champions League. So, it's a great result for Chelsea. Atletico, they pushed too little too late. They waited until they went 1-0 down to push forward. And then Chelsea was like, no, we're going to Atletico Madrid you. We're going to sit back and you try and break us down. And I thought, Luis Suarez, Joao Felix were just poor. Couldn't get into the game at all. And Joao Felix got subbed off. So, great win for Chelsea and then good result.
Jack, what do you think got you the win tonight exactly? Because what I think of Chelsea's defence. It isn't exactly beautiful, but I guess they did do the job, but at the same time, Atletico Madrid, they had the guns. It's not like Simeone was short, was it? So it's just overall a good win for Chelsea. But do you think Lampard would have done the same with this team if it wasn't for Tuchel? Because Tuchel's played in these big European games and has had some good results from it.
Yeah, I mean, we had some good performances last season. I mean, beating Ajax away from home last season under Lampard was a great victory, and I think the way we played in that game. So I think, Frank Lampard had that experience of managing. I think, obviously, going out last season under Lampard against Bayern were just on top form last season. So there was, the way they played against us in the Champions League, it was a walkover, to be honest. So I think it was always going to be difficult coming up against them last season. But I think tonight, as much as we were laughing before we went on about the lineup and the defensive structure, as much as they played well, and I have got to give credit to them, they did actually play well in defence. I just don't see Atletico really giving them much to do throughout the game. So I think that you've got to sort of sum that out. Okay, we were okay defensively, but we weren't sort of threatened as much in Atletico's attack. So obviously getting to half time, I said if we can get to about 60th, 70th minute and get a 1-0 win, that would be sort of the perfect scenario. And obviously the lovely French man up front for us, Olivier Giroud, just comes and
said
does
Seb
that.
then, with his French.
I mean, lovely Seb over there, but in the fans that Olivier Giroud just, this is why I always say he needs to be playing. And you could see after the game as well, everybody in the team was sort of pleased for him to get on the score sheet, and like Luke said, he's always there in terms of the big international or the big European matches. Olivier Giroud always seems to come up with a goal. So obviously the best result for us to go into the second leg. Being honest, I didn't think this would be the case. I thought we would have to struggle in the second leg to get through. Obviously, it's still going to be a tough test against Atletico in the second leg, but yeah, the best sort of scenario for the first one is to get that away goal, and yeah, we did that. So I think actually the confidence will be better for us getting that 1-0 victory than maybe it would have been if we'd won 3-0. I know that sounds weird, but the confidence you get from getting that 1-0 win, shoring up the defence, keeping a clean sheet, and getting that victory, I think will hopefully give us a good stead to move on in the games we've got. I know we've obviously got United coming up as well. But yeah, in terms of the Champions League, great night, really. I didn't think it was going to be. I'm well chuffed.
Jack, you said you were coming on here just for a laugh and all that,
I had a laugh. Yeah, that was great.
He's very good with his words, isn't he, folks? He should be a lawyer. Seb, what did you think about that? Because actually, just before I talk to you, I said that Tuchel's won some big European games. Yeah, only lost to a United team under a Solskjaer. That was not supposed to be our manager. So anyway, Seb, what did you think of that result? Because I must admit, I was quite disappointed from Diego Simeone's team. But again, Atletico Madrid for me are one of those. They're always going to be a near team for me in terms of being in Europe.
Obviously, with my great connection, I had a great view of the match. So I can tell you for sure that 90 minutes
6
played,
stars, absolutely.
So I'm going to base my whole opinion on stats. So more eligibles was Azpilicueta who succeeded them. Chelsea players were the one who fouled the most, who blocked the most shots. So in some senses, Chelsea out Atletico Madrid. That was a badly formed verb. Out Atleticoed. Atletico.
No, Seb, you will not beat much in comeback.
We understood. Yeah, that was no. I've had some better ones, haven't I? Goes back to my point. How good is the Spanish league? This Atletico Madrid, despite winning 1 out of the last 4 in La Liga, they're still quite dominant in Spain first, very comfortably. How good is La Liga? Well, probably not that good, because look how the game went tonight. It wasn't that difficult for Chelsea. I mean, Mendy had 0 shot to save. He made 0 saves, so reasonably easy. And a comment saying that VAR made the right decision for once. Luck is on our side. Under Frank, we were unlucky. Okay, first of all, that Giroud's goal was offside. I don't care what anyone says. Hermoso does not clear the ball like that if Mount is not putting him under pressure. Giroud is offside. And even if it comes off an Atletico Madrid player, if someone is intervening in the action, which was Mount at that point, it still means that Giroud would be consequentially offside. So for me, that was offside. I don't understand how it wasn't given. If there are other rules that I don't know, then please tell me all of them, because I don't know how that wasn't given as offside.
but we'll talk more about the game again. But we just had a question from Connor, which is a question for you
Easy
again,
for Chelsea.
Jack. Approaching 2 years since Eden Hazard departed Chelsea, which to this day, Jack, I still don't understand the move. How does he feel about the club? How does he feel the club has coped following his transfer? It's got you a new squad.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're still reaping the rewards from losing Hazard, and ultimately, I know it could be different from obviously his injuries he had in Spain. Whether it would happen if he stayed in the Premier League, I don't know, but he just seems to have had an unlucky spell at Real Madrid, hasn't he, in terms of his fitness and his injuries. I know everyone always laughs when he comes back from summer breaks. He always seems to be overweight. And he obviously has to get his fitness back up. That always seems to be a thing every August when he comes back to training. I mean, look, ultimately, like you've said, we have got the financial benefit of obviously selling him to Real Madrid. That has, reaped us the reward of actually bringing in other players. And obviously, I know we're still waiting for some of them to perform. Like we've mentioned Timo Werner and Havertz, and obviously Ziyech has been injured. We bought Christian Pulisic technically with that money as well, and he still has the odd injuries coming through. But we have built up this squad from the Eden Hazard finance and the transfer. So obviously that's helped us rebuild our squad, as it were. But there are times still when I watch our performances and I go back to Southampton away on the weekend. The only reason why we scored was because we got a penalty and Mason Mount scored it. You look at them and you watch them games, and sometimes you just think to yourself, if only we had Eden Hazard in the team, because he could just create something out of nowhere. He could himself be having a bit of a poor game, and he could just turn it on. And he was just one of them players that could just get a goal immediately. There was a goal, I think, in his last season under Sarri when we were playing West Ham at Stamford Bridge, and it was quite a poor game. Wasn't much was going on. And it was about the 75th minute, and he literally ran past that midfield, ran past the defence, wiggled through and just tapped it in. And I think we won 1-0 from that. And it was just like, that's what Eden Hazard had the ability and the capability to do. And we still miss that a little bit. Obviously we see glimpses from Christian Pulisic when he's fully fit. We see glimpses from Hakim Ziyech when he has that ability to pop the ball through. But I still miss. He's up there on his screen there with the FA Cup trophy.
He watches Jack sleep.
Yeah, so Eden Hazard is still in my thoughts. Yeah, look, I would still have Eden Hazard in Chelsea, even with the injuries he's had at Real Madrid. But I think like Connor said, the way we've been able to maybe build players from that money has sort of been vital for us anyway.
Before we go, we're going to ask all of you for your man of the match. Luke, let's start off with you. Your man of the match, is it from Atletico or Chelsea?
Giroud. He didn't did anything. He scored.
I was going to say, it's hard, isn't it, after him, really, to pick one.
He stepped up when it was needed. The big man for the big occasion. Giroud.
So, Giroud from Luke Tanner. Seb?
No idea. No idea whatsoever.
I'll tell you what,
I'm
Seb,
not going to lie.
Seb, we're going to say the True's Wi-Fi connection for doing a splendid job tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give the man of the match to you, Seb, because you've been persistent. You've kept coming back in.
He pissed off.
But he's come back. He's given his all.
It's just like the economy. It's going up, then it's just going right down.
Always be back. But you mentioned about Hazard, and I always like the stat that Hazard has had more injuries at Real Madrid than goals. And also, Real Madrid are in for a tough match tomorrow against Atalanta when they've only got 11 first-team players available.
Oh, God.
Even this weekend.
That'll be an interesting game, actually.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
Even this weekend, on the bench, they excluding Isco, they had 16 appearances on and just starts. So just to go through the Real Madrid have, they've got Benzema out, they've got Carvajal out, they've got Hazard out, they've got Marcelo out, Militao, Odriozola, Ramos, Rodrigo, and Valverde. They have basically got 11 starting players available. So I'm going to be intrigued about the Atalanta game
goal.
Which, by the way, I keep asking. They need to put a net in between his legs after that Messi game.
Yeah, so I don't know. I have no idea of the man of the matches. Not a clue. Statistically, the Quetta with all the duels that he won, aerial 6-6, 3 out of the 5 groups. pass completion rate of about 90-something% with 88 completed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna say Aspilicueta because I only have
Because he
stats
looks
to
like
base my
me.
opinion off now. He's probably the same height.
Oh, we
That's
actually.
unfair. That's unfair. Aspilicueta's taller.
Prick.
He is. He is. That is
Yeah,
just.
but
The
well,
fact
you underestimate my
of life.
quiff. Come on. Anyway.
Jamie, you're talking to a guy who sports this quiff.
Yeah, but that quiff's a wig. Jack, who was your man of the match?
Oh, it has to be the man up front, Olivier Giroud. I have to go with him. You know, he is just the man. You know, he comes on. Like I said, you know, I've mentioned so many times he needs to be number 9. I don't get it why he's not being utilised every game, because he just seems to be in the right place at the right time. He has that knowledge. He has that striker's instinct to be in the right place at the right time. And we can go on, you know, whether it is, you know, offside and the VAR thing, and I think it is stupid. I agree that it needs to be shown on the screen as well. You know, the Champions League, that doesn't come up on the screen. It just says it's being checked, and then you've got to, you know, you can't really have a look at it yourself. You just got to go with what the assistants have said for it. So, you know, we can go on that, but like I said, Giroud, right place, right time, and you know, he does what is needed, and obviously a perfect goal as well. So, yeah, it has to be Olivier Giroud for me.
So Olivier Giroud pretty much getting most of the votes there. So yeah, I'm going to say Giroud as well. I think you know, he's always shining for Chelsea, and he's still kind of under the radar at Chelsea. I like to say he's quite an underrated striker in the Premier League as well. So good to see Giroud scoring a typical Giroud goal. It definitely goes up there with that scorpion kick he scored for.
Second top scorer in the Champions League now.
Is he? Wow. How many goals he got?
Haaland is 6. Haaland is first with 8.
Well, there's no shame in that. No shame in that whatsoever.
Same level with Morata, Neymar, and Rashford.
Bryce Morata.
Yeah, Rashford. Would you call Rashford overrated? Come on.
Oh yeah, still overrated.
Morata's perfect in that Juventus system. I don't care what anyone's.
Did you see Rashford's missed chances against Sociedad the other day?
No, Rashford's a good player.
Yeah, but he missed 2 sitters. Come on. Great play, but overrated. Anyway.
Rashford does sitters.
Anyway, we've got one comment which is from Cassio Moses before we go. He says, in my view, this tie is not over for Atletico Madrid. If they score first in London, game on. And then he's also said that his man of the match was Jorginho, which, well, he won't get man of the match in the next leg because he won't be playing. He'll be missing the match because of the yellow card from early in the game. And yes, that's Seb giving me the which he's actually selling his drum set, which I found out today. So if you do want to buy off Seb, do give £2 to Let's Talk Sport for me with the plug-in. What you said?
Commission,
yeah. Thank you. Actually, it might be free quick because of the EU thing. Yeah, tax, all that crap. And I want some cheese. Anyway.
Right.
And I want a bit of a quiff. Right. We're going to go. And, of course, you probably heard Jack mention or Seb mention or Luke mention Atalanta Real Madrid. What? Who cares? Mucha Gladbach versus Man City is tomorrow night on Let's Talk Sport. So do join us for that. I believe Joe Stanley and Adam Davis. I'm being punched by Seb. I believe Joe Stanley.
This is the most proactive I've been tonight.
I believe Joe Stanley and Adam Davis will join me tomorrow. So hopefully we'll get Adam to watch the right game. And hopefully we don't send him to Ukraine for the Europa League. My thanks to Jack Price, Luke Tanner and Sebastian True. Sorry, Sebastian False. Of course, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. We are now up to 366 subscribers. So we're on the same kind of year as 1966 when England won the World Cup. Because hopefully, come June 21st, it's coming home. Not the COVID, the normality, but we'll see. We'll see in time. But anyway, my thanks to the lads. My thanks to you lot at home. Stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you for watching. Another punch. We have to all do it before we go. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Come on, Seb. There we go. I feel sorry for the viewers again. Absolutely knocked out here. 4 Mike Tysons at once. Anyway.
I don't know why I started this.
Well,
why did I do this?
It's a new thing now, Seb. We're going to be doing it forever. Anyway, my thanks, and see you later.